Hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's qualifier race number 2 for September with me, Emma Martin, bringing you all of the action. Well, there's going to be a lot of action today because we've got 194 women taking to the start line, and the women's race is up first before the men's today. Well, the women heading to Japan to the Dragon's Nest course, and this is the first time the women have raced this course, so expect course record. Well, that's obvious, but 36.4 kilometres of racing, 306 metres of climbing face the women today. 3 sprint checkpoints along the way. The first one of those, the Kyoto sprint checkpoint, coming at the 4.2 kilometre marker. Then the Tokyo sprint checkpoint at 17.1, and then at 23.2. It's the second time around that Tokyo sprint checkpoint for that sprint competition. 2 climbs today. The first one coming at that checkpoint at 12.5k. It's 1.7 kilometres in length with an average gradient of 4.7%, but it does kick. There's a nasty kicker to around 9% midpoint on that climb. Then the Dragon's Nest climb itself comes at the end at the 34.1 kilometre marker. It's 1.9k in length, an average gradient of 9.1%, but it goes to over 15% in the final stages of the climb. It is a real sting in the tail of this course in Japan today, and I can tell you something, it's going to decide the winner in each of those categories. Well, 6 categories today in the women's race. Category 6 will be the first set of riders away. 5 minutes ahead of category 5. Who were 5 minutes ahead of category 4. Then indeed a 5-minute break to category 3 before we see a 10-minute gap to category 2, and then a further 5 minutes to category 1. So all of our riders and racers up and out and on the course once category 1 are out of the pen. But that is some time yet to go. Category 6, the first set of riders away down in the pen right now. There's 25 riders on the start sheets in category 6. Last week, it was Johnson who took the win from Jaskalainen, Montoya, Hadjuk and Quap. A couple of teams on the start sheet today. Moonpaw, the Kitty Hawk Racing Moonpaw squad, represented by Melissa Scriven. Jessica Hamilton and Manon Holtman here for the Kitty Hawk Racing Skyclaw squad. And Birdie and Driscoll on the start line for Level Phoenix today. So Ange Krapp, who took 5th place last week, is here. Jaskalainen, who took 2nd. Montoya, who took 3rd. And Hadjuk, who took 4th. All here. Amber Johnson being rewarded with a move to Category 5. Well, Category 6 are up and out of the start pens here in Japan today. 36.4 kilometres of racing, 306 metres of climbing facing the pack as they go out of the start pen underneath the stunning cherry blossom here on the course in Japan on MyWhoosh. The Japan world is absolutely beautiful. Lots to see, lots to do, lots of different terrain from very flat courses to, well, some very steep and long climbs. But at the moment is Angelica Limbaga who's off the front here. And this is one huge, great push from Limbaga, getting the pace up really, really strongly and heading out to start pen fast. 40 kilometres an hour, the pace at the moment. But the group behind, a much steadier start, happy to let Limbaga just hang off the front. Quap, Zabala, Montoya, Bele, Kirchner, Vus, Jaskalainen, all happy to sit in the group behind. Let's do a little run around the screen for you. We just drop in with Ange Quap, the rider from Canada, and you can see her there at the front of the group. It's her stats that are in white on that bar at the top of the screen at the moment. So whichever rider is highlighted on the right-hand side of your screen, it's their information that you're seeing. You are seeing exactly the same information as our riders. So heart rate, power, if those power numbers are in the green, they're in the draft. Melissa Scriven sat in nicely in the group. Her watts at the moment in the green, indicating she's tightly in the draft. And then cadence is the final number on that bar. Well, Limburger's still pushing on the front at the moment, and it's done a little bit of damage to the group behind. We've got one or two riders just distanced off the back of the group, but Quap, Montoya, Vus, Botero, Scriven, Bele, all in this group at the moment. Londono is here too, so is Flores. But now one or two riders at the front as they come to the first climb. Now, this course coming out of the start pen, it's a flat start, and then at this around 1.2 kilometres into the race, they come into the first small climb of the day. And you can see that on the top right-hand corner of your screen, the gradient just starting to kick up. We're going with Melissa Scriven. There she is in the pain cave on the bike, and you can see right into the rider's world, giving us a wave and a bit of a thumbs up this morning. Good to see you. She's right on the back of the group as they go up the climb, and needs to stay in contention here. You can see the information on your screen on the top right hand corner. You've got the gradient, you've got the group of riders, that's the yellow bar, and then you can see the gradient 4.3 4.4% at the moment. Scriven just moving and hovering between zone 5 and zone 6, so a lot of power going down at the moment from Scriven to stay in this group. So Jessica Hamilton on the front now, but the group now starting to come back together at the front. We're starting to see riders go out of the back of the group at just at 1.6 kilometres into this race. This is a nasty little kicker here, a nasty little kicker at the start, and will do a little bit of damage. They come down the other side and then go through the Kyoto Sprint. And while Hamilton, highly likely to have been pushing on the front to drop one or two of those riders, because Jessica Hamilton, ever present in that sprint competition in Category 6. She really is one of the strong sprinters in this category. So Botero, Quap, Jaskalainen, Montoya, Holtman, Hadjuk, Londano, all in this group. It really has caused some damage to the Category 6 race, this first small climb. They are up and over on the top of the plateau at the moment. One or two riders now just starting to squeeze back on, but the damage already being done. So whilst Category 6 are up and out onto the course, Category 5, well, they're down in the start pens. 30 riders today in Category 5. 3 teams here. Brooke Samuel from Aeronova. Then we have Sabrera, Santos and Rodriguez from Cycling District 5. And then Jacqueline Almeida from Wheeze 5. Those are the teams and their representation today. A number of other strong riders on the start line, though. Amber Johnson coming up from Category 6, should I say, into Category 5. Gentili is here. She had a cracking race last week, taking second place. It was won by Katie Bago. She's on the start sheets as well. Jacqueline Giuliano took third place, and Brooke Samuel took fourth. All 4 of those riders here today. So away goes Category 5. They are up, they are out of the start pen here in Japan on the Dragon's Nest course. Well, whose wheels are going to be breathing fire today as they head out under the cherry blossom in Japan. Fanucci Consarasu could be one of those riders riding strongly today. She's got good climbing legs normally. Katie Bago is there. Amy Young is here. Isabel Giraldo is in the mix as well. Valentina Quintero. Brooke Samuel has been riding really strongly recently. That's been great to see. Liz Smithson on the start line and in the group as well. So the group have come out of the start pen and are moving really strongly. Big pack of riders here in Category 5. 30 riders on the sheets, as we said. Now, Joanna Warren was the rider who took the sprint competition last week, and so she headed over first across the line and picked up those points in that sprint checkpoint competition. So the first 5 riders over the line being awarded points, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Across the 3 checkpoints today, those points will be added up to give the winner of the sprint competition and the green skin suit awarded. So Category 5 neatly out of the pen, rolling strongly all together. No rider driving off the front like we saw in Category 6, but they are heading now towards that first climb of the day. Randy Call on our screen at the moment, and you can see there keeping a close monitor on the group. She's right on the back of the pack. And actually, that's a really good place to be because she's in the draft. She's watching what is going on. But she's not expending too much energy. She knows that first little climb is coming. She's in the right position and she is about to go with the pack. Well, the gradient, it's about to go up. So Randa Kahul on your screen in the pack here in the Category 5 race. They're out in Japan at the moment. The push coming on the front as the Category 6 riders go through the first sprint checkpoint. And surprise, surprise, well, the unexpected is not hitting you between the eyes because Jessica Hamilton has gone through the Kyoto sprint in first place, picking up 5 points. Monica Hadgett goes through in second. Daniela Londano goes through in third. Ange Quapp in fourth. And Melissa Scriven from that Kitty Hawk Racing Moonpaw squad going through in fifth place and picking up 1 point. So Category 6 are up and running. Jessica Hamilton puts on that green skin suit. And away they go. They're going to transition now into the descent. And then it's a 6.4 kilometre run to the first climb of the day. Well, the first categorised climb of the day, should I say. So the Category 5 pack pushing on here very strongly on the climb. They're nearly at the top and the pack has not been broken. We're in with Jacqueline Almeida at the moment. Joanna Watts, Katarina Coe is here too. Narvaez, Bago, Wilhelm, Smithson, all in this group, and the group tight across the road at the moment. So at the 1.7 kilometre marker, they come to the top of the first short climb of the day here on the Dragon's Nest course in Japan. And the Category 5 riders, well, they are all still together. So Category 6 and Category 5 out of the pen. Category 4 are well, they're the next category away and they will be away shortly. But Brooke Samuel on your screen at the moment, fueled by cookies, really great looking cookies. If you're interested and you're a bit of a cookie monster, head over to Brooke Samuel's social media because I think she is fueled by cookies and really tasty ones they look like too. If they'd survived the post, I'd ask her to send me one, but they wouldn't. Well, Category 5 on your screen and Category 6, both those riders and racers now out and on course. Category 4, they're going to be the next category away. And you can see this is a huge race field. Categories 3 and 4, 37 riders on start sheets in each of those categories. Cycle District 4, Frias and Piccolo on the start line for them today. Louisa Schultz and Tanya Holweiler for the Pedal Queens. Valentina Peretti for the Rebel Riders. And DePavia and Tompkinson for Wheeze 4. So 4 teams on the start sheets today, and it's great to see those teams now ever present and the movement between categories becoming possible for riders to stay in the same teams because of the nature of the structure of the teams now. Well, Category 4 are away. All 37 riders on the start sheets away today as they head out a huge racing field of Category 4 women. Absolutely brilliant to see. And it's Carmen Yao who's leading the charge at the moment. Majuska is there as well as Corrales, Weinhardt, Knowles, Rower, all in the mix here as they drive the pace out of the start pen and ensure the pack get up to speed very, very quickly. Majuska right on the front being joined by Alves, Weinhardt, Knowles, Holweiler, Pamplona, all in the mix. So is Peretti. She's there too. And Amy Loxley. Now, in Category 4, last week it was Perry who took the win. She also took the climbing competition. Manfron came through in second and also took the sprint competition. Holweiler took third. Holmarson took fourth. And Takanis took fifth. Seba Al Ray, one of the strong riders we know in the Category 4 pack. She's right on the front heading into the first climb. Fabulous to drop into her pain cave today. One of the riders who really is nearly always present on the Sunday Race Club, and it's fabulous to see her again this week. Well, one rider dropped off the back of the group, and you can see that really quickly on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Just one of the red blobs on the road off the back of the group, but Al Ray at the moment tightly in this pack and right towards the front of the group, not wanting to lose the wheels at all in that category 4 race. On the left hand side of your screen, the sprint is on because they are dialing it for the first checkpoint of the day, and that is the first sprint checkpoint coming at that 4.2 kilometre marker. There you go, you can see the banner up ahead, the green sprint banner. That's the checkpoint they're aiming for. And Joanna Warren absolutely dialing it. She wants to be first across the line, upholding the Warren tradition of sprinting par excellence. So Joanna Warren picks up the 5 points and the green skin suit in the Category 5 race. Jacqueline Almeida came through for 4 points, Claudia Gentili for 3, Amy Young for 2, and Brooke Samuel picked up the final 1 point in that category. Potentially, well, all could change because the second and third sprint checkpoints are not until after the first categorised climb, and that may make a difference to that sprint competition today. So on the right-hand side of your screen, we just jumped in with Veronica Ciciolka. She's in the pain cave. We got a little window into her world. The sunlight starting to stream through her window and the blind by the side of her as the pack start to get to the top of the climb in this Category 4 race. Ciciolka, Weinhardt, Krasnova, Knowles, all in the mix, but they're all in the group together. One further rider distance off the back of that group on the climb, but the majority of those Category 4 riders all together. Now, Natalia Idzik put in some phenomenal performances in Category 5 and really got stronger and stronger, competing for the sprint competition. Then she started competing for the climbing competition. And then, well, she was right at the top of the tree, and great to see her come up and start to race in Category 4. This type of course, I think, should suit her fairly well, particularly as we start to see the sprints and the shorter, sharper climbs unfold. So it's be interesting to see how she does today. Alexandra Knowles, one of the riders, again, ever present, and our resident artist in the Category 4 race. So there we go. We're dropping into her pain cave as well, and fantastic to see the artwork all around Knowles as she gets stuck into the descent now of this first climb. So very swiftly out the pen, up the climb, on the plateau, and now onto the descent, tightly knit in that group, exactly where she needs to be. So the next group of riders out of the start pen are indeed Category 3. And again, 37 riders on the start sheets in Category 3. This too is a huge race field and one that is packed with quality riders. The attack pack, Amy Bradley and Melissa Simkin, Liliana Silva for Cycling District 3 is here. Stephanie Briggs is here for the Quad Collective. Russell, Bulwara, McKay, Heber Smith and Lucas for Riot 3. And then Golden Light. Now, Asulia Kasani took first place in Category 3 last week. She's here. Charlotte Lucas took second. She's here too. Heber Smith took fourth and Vasquez took fifth. All of those riders in the mix here. So Category 3 are away for September Qualifier race number 2. We're in Japan on the Dragon's Nest climb for the first time for the women's race on the Sunday Race Club. It's a great race route, just 306 metres of climbing. It's got a little sting in the tail, and that is the Dragon's Nest climb. Average gradient of 9.1%. It kicks to 15%. It is only 1.9 kilometres long, but it is the last 1.9 kilometres of this course today. Now, Georgia Perry has come up from Category 4 into Category 3 after taking the win and the climbing competition last week. So welcome to Category 3, Georgia. Fabulous to have you here. Lorena Beltran, she's on your screen at the moment. I'm just dropping into her on the bike. She can see she's monitoring the back of this group. Gina Van Rossum, Philippa Hill, Kate McLeod keeping her company. But it is a tight pack rolling out of the start pen and out on to the course. Other riders in this Category 3 race, I mean, it is a packed race. Anna Russell, we've mentioned, Barbara Bulwara, Helen McKay, Kirsty Heber-Smith and Charlotte Lucas, the Riot 3 squad. That's a group of 5 riders you don't want to mess with. Gemma Daniels is here, Anna Embring, Brianna Samuel is here, Heather Shanks, Holly Bergin, Jenny Pentonen, Jennifer Reel, Jermaine Prado, Kate McLeod, Lam Kong, Lee Sophie Ramett is here, Peta Antonella is here, Sabrina Horner, Vochakova. I mean, this is a really strong race field. And this, for me, when the Category 3 race field is so well matched, it really does create very, very close, very, very tight racing. And we see that week in, week out with big groups of Category 3 riders coming through and into the line, or very close to the line together. And the race really, whilst they may lose riders off of the large group, often it's still a group of 12, 13, 14 riders coming in towards the finish together. It is so well matched. Well, Heather Shanks, one of those riders who is often there or thereabouts come the end of the race, and just about to come up this climb now. And I don't think it's going to do any damage to this pack. This pack looked to be rolling strongly today at the moment, and no one wanting to really drive the pace off the front. But Shanks neatly in the mix. Now, you can see Shanks's numbers on your screen in that white bar. 160 her heart rate, 292 in the green in the draft for the power numbers, and her cadence sat at around 90-91. The zone bar underneath the map 2 indicates the level of work she's doing, currently at zone 6, so a big push on this climb at the moment, but they're coming to the plateau on the top and the pace should settle down shortly. Whilst Category 3 have come out of the start pen and onto the climb, Category 4 have indeed gone through that first sprint of the day, the Kyoto Sprint checkpoint. And Natalia Idzik, well, she has picked up 5 points in that Category 4 race. And that is fabulous to see. Well, DePavia picks up 4 points, Corrales picks up 3, Kawazuska picks up 2, and Sisioka picks up 1. So 3 Polish riders in the top 5 going through that sprint checkpoint in Category 4. Category 3, they are a short while off of that section yet, around 2 kilometres away. Well, nobody distanced off the back of the Category 3 pack on the first climb today here in Tokyo. Now, the 3 previous starting race fields all through the first sprint checkpoint of the day at the 4.2 kilometre marker. We're just going to nip in with Gina Van Rossum. Great to see Gina on our screens. Good to have her in the pack. And, well, she's looking very comfortable, setting herself up, working out what she's up to, getting her settings right in this race field, but good to have her in the pack and good to have her racing tightly in this Category 3 group. They're on the descent at the moment. She's got Brianna Samuel for company, Heather Shanks, Barbara Bulwara and Stephanie Briggs. Tight group across the road on this descent. They're going to head on to the flat section where the Kyoto Sprint checkpoint is, and other than that first little kicker climb at the 1.2 kilometre marker, it's a fairly flat course for the first, 10 kilometres here in Japan. So a fairly fast course as well. The packs will roll strongly and they will roll fast because of the draft. Well, Category 6 on the left-hand side of your screen were the first riders out of the start pen, and they are the first riders on to the first climbing checkpoint of the day, the Sakura climb checkpoint. The Sakura climb now 1.7 kilometres in length with an average gradient of 4.7%. It has a number of little steps on it. You can see at the moment we are on one of those little steps. It's just around 2% at the moment. It's about to start to kick again. And in this final kick, it does go up to over 9%. So it is a nasty little climb. And you can see the damage it's being done to the group. We've got one rider out front, and then we've got 6 riders in contention behind, so 7 riders overall. Manon Holtman is there, so is Monica Hadjuk. Londana, Jaskalainen are in the mix. Quap is there, so is Limbago. In fact, it's Angelica Limbago just off the front and driving the pace. Manon Holtman on our screens at the moment. You can see the big screen in front of Manon Holtman. Really useful to see all the data and information that she needs for racing. it gives you a really good indication of what the riders and racers see as well. The only difference is that we on the broadcast move between the 6 different races that are going on at any one point in time. The racers themselves, well, they stay with their own. So the category 3 race now, pushing for that banner, and look at the move here. So Hill's gone from Wojciechova and McKay. McKay is coming fast. So is Proust and Kong. Helen McKay, Philippa Hill. Helen McKay goes up and over the top, but has she gone too early? Will Kong come up and take it at the end? Oh, McKay holds that, I think. So Helen McKay is going to take that green skin suit and the 5 points. Lam Kong, oh, she needed another 10 metres of road, and then that would have been hers. But that was great racing and great riding. So Helen McKay picks up 5 points. Lam Kong picks up 4. Melaine Proust picks up 3, Philippa Hill picks up 2, and Gina Van Rossum, who we were in with not very long ago, picks up 1 point, going over the line in 5th. So interestingly, the Category 3 race, a much more steady start than Category 4. Category 4 going through that section around 5 seconds quicker than the Category 3 race field. So interesting to see. Don't always make the assumption that as we go out of starts, each race field will get faster. Occasionally, we do, for example, get Category 3 racing faster at the finish line than Category 2. Not very often, but it does happen. Each of them separate races in their own right. And obviously the tactics and strategies, well, they can be very different on the same course between the 6 different races we have out in play. Well, Category 6 on the left-hand side of your screen are starting to move their way to the top of the Sakura climb. And Montoya now coming to the fore here. So Montoya, Londano, Jaskalainen all pushing on. Angelina Roa on our screens at the moment in Category 4. This pack are rolling now towards the first climb of the day, the Sakura climb. They're around 2 kilometers away, but they are rolling strongly. And you can see riders choosing to race off of different screen. So whether it's a big TV type screen or an iPad type screen or even a smartphone type screen, all riders choosing to ride on Races Sunday Race Club in different ways. Now Montoya and Londano. Londano's just picked up the pace a little bit to try and challenge Montoya for the polka dot skin suit, but Montoya is going to go underneath that banner first and in that Category 6 race. Exactly the same as in the sprint competition. First across the line in the climbing competition as well, picks up 5 points. And the polka dot skin suit is awarded to the rider with the most points. So Montoya, Londano, Hadjuk, Jaskalainen and Holtman, 6 riders, Category 6, going over the top together. Well, Category 2 is our next race field away. 35 riders on the start sheets in Category 2 today. And it was Carolina Lennon who took the win last week. She's gone up to Category 1. In the core squad, Gonzalez Rua, Kuma and Giovanni. Second District 2, Anna Caramello. Eck and Manshandi for the FCC United Cadence squad. Riot 2, Lytton, Wiseman, Nyquist and Reese. Then Hakkinen and Roach for the Watt team. We're in with Hannah Hakkinen at the moment, part and parcel of that Watt team. Those teams having to contend with a plethora of strong riders here racing as individuals today. Well, away goes Category 2. Aileen Francisco da Silva is here. Angelica Altamarino, Anna Fardstrom, Dana Davidson, Emily Sopers, Hannah Giannatti, Jay Atkin is in the mix. Jennifer Gothlander is here. This is a course that could really suit her. Katarzyna Vellner, Kate Trudin, Kim Bonilla, Lucy Young, Maria Marb, Serena Vittori. It's a really strong race for one that is stretched from the start here. Big push on the front trying to get the pace up to speed. Now, Kate Tridden rode really strongly last week, and she battled with Carolina Lennon for the win. Now, Lennon has moved up to Category 1. We're in with Kimberly Hoekstra at the moment, and you can see a big wide camera angled shot there positioning her by the window in the lounge. racing in front of the television. And you can do that indeed. Apple TV does work. Or you just plug your computer into your TV screen and use it as a screen. I think there's also an iPad on there as well. So maybe we are doing some projection. But technology, whatever technology you have, you can get on the Sunday Race Club and Race. Come and join us, and getting a little window into everybody's world really does show you the variety of how these races on the Sunday Race Club are joining us on a Sunday. While Velna, Thompson, Nordin, Bonilla, all in the mix. Hoekstra, one of our newer riders to the Sunday Race Club. Great to see her here. Kim Bonilla and Jenny Eck, riders who have been with us a little longer. It doesn't matter whether you have been with us for years, weeks, or months, or even days, minutes, or hours. It is fabulous to have you here on the Sunday Race Club. We are here every Sunday for the Sunday Race Club, whether it is raining, shining, snowing, blowing a gale, or a beautiful soft breeze outside. We're here, we're inside, we're on MyWhoosh, and we are bringing you the Sunday Race Club on a Sunday from all around the world. And Sophie Giovanni, you can see her there on your screen in France. The sun is shining, and the drive is on from Sophie Giovanni, and she is pushing and riding really strongly here. They're coming up on towards the top of the climb, and she's in that group exactly where she needs to be. Schneider is there, Svardström, Hakkinen, Davidson, all in the mix, and the group all still together here in category 2. So category 2 out of the pen and rolling strongly already. There are 1.5 kilometres into this 36.4 kilometre race. They're at the top of the first climb of the day, and we do have 1 or 2 riders just distanced off the back, but Ruti Rees is not one of them. She's tightly in the pack, and she is moving strongly. And now, one of the things that's really interesting is we've just been in with Giovanni in France, brilliant sunshine coming through the window. Rees here in Brazil, it's dark night outside. We may be all in the same time zone on MyWhoosh, but we are not in the same time zone all around the world. In Brazil, well, it is probably around 3 a.m. in the morning where Ruti Rees is located, and she is up and racing in what is the middle of the night. In France, well, it is around 10 a.m. in the morning, so the sunshine coming through Giovanni's window. Our riders in Australia and New Zealand, well, it is into the evening, well and truly into the evening, but they come together every Sunday to race together, and that is one of the joys. The absolute joys of cycling esports is the fact that it doesn't matter whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, or night time. You can indeed join the Sunday Race Club and race together, and those riders from all around the world coming together in the teams and coming together in the racing, and really getting to know each other as a community, which is just fantastic. Well, category 2, they head up to the first climb of the day. Category 1 are down in the start pen. 30 riders in Category 1 today. Kulczynski, Hermansen, Holdcroft, McCarthy and Soderstrom. Ablok International have a full squad today. So do the FCC Endorphins, Lethbridge, Kiddle, Tomasi, Brown and Susnik. Joanna Kalman is here for Supernova, representing them. Guerra, Fua and Bruni from the Sweat Sensations. Another team with 5 riders, the Breakaways, Van Hove, Alberg, Van Heuling, Gallegos and Bjarhead. And then the Watt Sisters, 2 riders representing them today, Van Shaw and Velt. Well, Falensky is here, so is Wagner, Haag, Tidholm, Miros, Lennonin, Koinston, Larson and Gorea. That makes up the 30 riders on the start sheets in Category 1. They're going to head out for the first time onto the Dragon's Nest course in Japan. So away you go, Category 1, up and out through the cherry blossom. The World Championship stripes are in there towards the front of the pack because Kate McCarthy, who took the win last week, is right at the front of the pack. She took the win. Gabby Guerra came through in second. Third place, Maria Holdcroft. 4th went Catherine Fua last week, and then Francesca Tomasi rounded out the top 5. Now, welcome back to Mika Soderstrom. She is back in the pack today. Great to have her here. And the other rider back in the Category 1 pack is Merle Bruni for the Sweat Sensations. We'll have a little chat about her later when we see her. But we're just back in with the Category 4 race field, and Diana Corrales has just hit at the top of the Sakura climb. picking up 5 points from Valentina Peretti. The rest of the pack, the Category 4 pack, are smattered down the hillside at the moment. So Corral is in 1, Peretti in 2. And then we've got Manchando de Pavia coming through in 3, Kawazuska in 4, Pamplona in 5, Roja Piccolo, Cisioka Barragan, Yao Tompkinson, and it's just amazing. So we really do have a big push on the front. And the question for me is, will Corrales be able to stay away? Will she form a team with Peretti, and what will happen there? Because it's a big long run after that. But at the moment, the big long run and the big long drive in Category 2 is into the Kyoto Sprint. And Tennille Otto has put a massive drive and kick in and just picked up the points from Sarah Roach. Gonzalez Rua, Dorothy Gonzalez Rua is a phenomenal sprinter in Category 2. She's going to have to be content with 3rd place. Brittany Litton comes through in 4th, and Anna Svardström in 5th. That pack are rolling and rolling strongly. Well, dropping back in with Kate McCarthy, our world champion. 2 world championship jerseys in the background today. Fabulous to see. She's up and out the saddle because they're on that first small climb. And there's a bit of a push coming from the front of the pack at the moment. McCarthy and everybody else paying close attention, but not too worried about the drive. So Van Hooling is right towards the front of the pack. Lennon is there as well. Tomasi, Bjarhead, Kiddle. The question is front, and it was Mika Soderstrom. So Mika Soderstrom, the rider from Sweden, she's the two-time Swedish road race champion, 2-time Swedish esports cycling champion. I had the absolute pleasure of talking to one of her countrywomen yesterday who won the mountain bike world championships here in Crans Montana, where I am, and fabulous racing yesterday, and Mika Soderstrom has given us some fabulous racing on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club as well. If you want to hear about her, head over to the Virtual Velo podcast because she was the guest this week, and really interesting to hear from Mika. So Mika Soderstrom, part and parcel of the pack here in Category 1. Kiddle is here, Bjarhead, Gallegos, they are all still one group. This first small climb has stretched the legs, but they are all still here together. Well, Mel Bruni is also here today. She's one of the riders who wasn't here last week, a little bit like Mika Soderstrom. Mel Bruni last week, well, she was at the Duathlon Long Distance World Championships, and wow, what can I say? But she took the World Championship title. Camilla Ahlberg is on our screen at the moment. I think this is a course today that could suit Camilla Ahlberg. Great to see her here and the sunshine coming in through her window as well. But the concentration on her face, tight in the pack at the moment, a nice steady pace. They've settled down Category 1, and you can see Ahlberg on our screen, but she's also sort of sat zone 1 at the moment, which indicates the pace is off this group. They're on the descent, but the speed is high, the pace is steady. A little bit of recovery at the moment. So this is Qualifier 2 in September, and the Women's Sunday Race Club are in Japan on the Dragon's Nest course for the first time ever. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. 3 sprint checkpoints along the way, 2 climbing checkpoints. Both of the main climbs today around, one is 1.7, the other is 1.9 kilometres. So both sub 2K, the 2 climbs today out on course. Our earlier starting racers have indeed already been up and over the first climb of the day. Randa Hall on our screens at the moment, working hard and working strongly as she's at the 15.6 kilometre marker. 30 minutes of racing for Randa Cahul already complete as she continues on what is a flat section of course at the moment, and it is a long transition actually. So they go up and over the Sakura climb and then descend the other side, and that transition is really long. It is around 20 kilometres of either flat or downhill before they hit the final climb of the day. Being in a pack, Really, really helpful. Randa Hall, she's got a category 4 group coming up from behind, and what she needs to do now, if it is possible, is just jump into the group and sit in the pack. She's lifted her pace to try and catch the draft of the group, and that is a great tactic. It's a great way of working. What you don't want is for the chasing group who are moving quicker than you to come up onto you and go straight past, and you go straight out the back. What you need to do is modulate your pace like Cahul has done there, so that the group pick you up and you sit in the group and stay in the group, not just go out the back. So fabulous little bit of timing there from Randa Cahul in terms of ensuring that she gets the best possibility of staying in that group. Well, Joanna Tidholm at the moment pushing on at the front of the category 1 race. Well, the reason she is because that sprint checkpoint is coming, and look who's coming. It's Lisa Hermansen. The push is on from Hermansen, but Söderström is coming as well. So Söderström comes up onto the back of Hermansen. Hermansen, I think, is just going to take that. I think Söderström was just a little bit slower, but we're going to take a look at when the results come through. Who's got it? Well, Mika Soderstrom's got it. She did indeed come through and pick that up, and that timing was just to perfection. Well, the category 1 pack moving fairly slowly, you can see there, 6 minutes 38 seconds to that point. Mika Soderstrom picking up or taking the group across the line first. Tennille Otto taking category 2 through first. Helen McKay, category 3. Natalia Idzik, category 4. Joanna Warren, category 5. And Jessica Hamilton, category 6. The fastest pack through at that point in time was indeed the category 2 group, going through in 6 minutes 30 seconds, 8 seconds quicker than the category 1 pack. So a steadier start for category 1 today. Mika Soderstrom drops onto the back of the group in that green skin suit, just covering the race. So category 1 are now at the 5 kilometre marker, category 2 at 8.5, category 3 14 kilometres into that race, and category 4, well, they're at the 17.4 kilometre marker. So following that first sprint checkpoint, it's a 6.4 kilometre run to the base of the Sakura climb, which is the first climb checkpoint of the day. The category 3 pack, well, they are now up and over and off the descent on the other side. It was Celia Kasani who took them up and picked up the polka dot skin suit. Kirsty Heber-Smith, Stephanie Briggs and Melaine Proust. Holly Bergin picking up 1 point, 5th rider over the top of the climb today. Great work. Category 1, we're in with Elise Gallegos at the moment. The pack is rolling strongly. They're on the descent at the moment, and you can see through the tall shaded trees the pack rolling, steady state at the moment. Gallegos zone 1 work, heart rate dropping really quickly at the moment. Just mindful of the small push that comes on the front every now and again, but I think that's just to keep the pace high. So Haag, Gallegos, Van Hove, Soderstrom, Tomasi, Alberg, Wagner, Nelly Larsen in the mix, as well as Lisa Hermansen. The category 1 pack, all 30 of them on the start sheets today, rolling and rolling strongly. So just category 2 and category 3 to come up over the top of the climb. In fact, some of the other race fields are much further down the course. Category 4, category 5 and category 6 through the second sprint checkpoint of the day at the 17.1 kilometre marker. At that point in category 6, it was Manon Holtman who led them through. Angelica Limbarga in 2, Daniela Londano in 3, Monica Hadjuk in 4, and Katja Jaskalainen in 5. That will really shake up the sprint competition because Jessica Hamilton had taken that in the first checkpoint. And not there over the climb on the second. One rider who was there over the climb on the second sprint checkpoint was Joanna Warren in category 5. She picks up 5 points again from Amy Young, Brooke Samuel, Isabel Giraldo and Helia Santos. Those are the top 5 riders over that section in category 5. And then in category 4, well, it was Manchande de Pavia, who picks up the 5 points from Diana Corrales, Angelina Roa, Carl Wazowska and Pamplona. So that is the first run through of the Tokyo Sprint, and our Category 1 riders not there yet. Joanna Tidham just stretching her legs on the front of the group, and this is one of the challenges here in the Category 1 race. 2 main climbs of the day, both of them fairly short, but one of them particularly at the end of the race, and everybody on that start line knows just how strong the world champion Kate McCarthy is when it comes to climbing, and the expectation that whenever there's a climb, McCarthy is going to win the race. McCarthy has won a lot of races recently on the Sunday Race Club. She is the most prolific winner per race entry. Absolutely phenomenal to watch race the world champion in the women's race field, and she does it week in, week out, and is so consistent. But what it does mean is that people have got to think a little bit about how they might beat her. And when you look at this course today, you think, wow, it's a phenomenally long, flat sections. 2 short, sharp climbs. One of those short, sharp climbs coming towards the end. If you can form a breakaway and you can actually go away clear of the group, it may well be a really strong tactic. You'd have to get enough of a gap, and the riders would have to work for it. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. So Joanna Tidholm, the rider who is pushing on in that Category 1 race, trying to do something a little bit different. But the Category 1 riders, well, they're not intent on going with a breakaway at the moment. They are at the 8.2 kilometre mark. They're about 2k out from the first climb. The Category 2 pack on the right-hand side of your screen are on that climb already. So Karolina Kolkowitz is the rider we're in with on the right-hand side of your screen. She's there with Emily Nyquist. Vittori is there as well, and those riders on that climb at the moment. The Category 1 race field, Kate McCarthy, she's on your screen at the moment. She's in the pack here. They're at the 8.5 kilometre mark. They're 2k out. There's a couple of short drops, just bumps under bridges on the road. And that really is the only feature of this section, of course, at the moment. The Category 1 races are on. You can see, it's zone 1 steady state riding at the moment from McCarthy. Her heart rate dropping as we talk, down to 119, and just sitting around that mark now as the pack, the pack is rolling, and we've got a little stretch on the front. They're about to come out of the small dip they've been in, but Van Hooling, Soderstrom, Haag, Guerra, Bruni, Van Hove, all in the mix, and it is Joanna Tidholm still pushing on the front of the pack at the moment. She's continuing to ensure that the pace does not settle too much. Well, there's a tendency to ride a very steady state race and then to push on the 2 climbs. We've got a little bit of background changing going on in Kate McCarthy's world at the moment. And I always do love to drop in to Kate McCarthy's pain cave and just see what's on the back wall. Regularly changes between the MyWhoosh Championship stages. There was a change every day in the items hung on the back wall of Kate McCarthy's pain cave. I'm not quite sure Kate had much to do with it, but it did indeed provide interesting viewing as to who was spectating in McCarthy's place of work and what have they done to the pain cave each day. Category 6 at the moment, Daniela Londano is pushing on here, really strong riding and strong racing. Now let's just remind you, if you're a little confused as to why we've got Category 3, Category 4 and Category 6 riders all together, Daniela Londano is leading the Category 6 race. She is on her second lap around Tokyo. The Tokyo Sprint checkpoint we go through twice. It's a lapped section on this course. And Londano is on her second lap, whereas the Category 3 and Category 4 riders are on their first. So Londano in 1 in Category 6 at Limburgen at 9 seconds. And in fact, it's a good sized group at 9 seconds. So 5 riders at 9 seconds, 1 rider in the front. So Category 6 heading through the Tokyo Sprint sections. and in the city. And category 2, well, they've just come to the top of the first climb, the Sakura climb. And Serena Vittori has picked up the polka dot skin suit and picked up the 5 points. Sarah Roach, again, doing a great job today at the front of the category 2 race. Jenny Eck in 3, Katarzyna Velna in 4, and Tennille Otto in 5. Kate Tridden also in that group. In fact, I'm just going to do a double check as to how big that group is. Well, hold on to your hats because it's massive. I'm looking at around 23 riders in the main group, but it is literally then seconds back to Christine Schneider, 25. So it looks like it may well be 25 riders in that leading group in category 2. Big group, rolling well. About to hit the descent here. At the transition from the top of the Sakura climb to the Tokyo Sprint for the first time is 4.6k, then a further 6k to the Tokyo Sprint for the second time. So pretty much this pack now, we're facing a 20-kilometer flat section of course, or slightly downhill. So there is no more climbing really at all for a 20-kilometer section of course. So the pack being 25 riders strong, the draft will be good. And what the riders will be interested in, there'll be 2 strategies here, I think. One, sitting in the group, conserving as much energy as possible for the final climb. And that may be Emily Nyquist's strategy, you never know. Or Nyquist and her team, the Riot 2 squad, so Brittany Litton, Eleanor Wiseman, Emily Nyquist, and Ruti Rees. We may see maybe try and launch an attack, you never know. But Nyquist is waving, and I'm not quite sure she's going to give away tactics to us, but she is in the pack and she's rolling strongly. Now, as we were saying, 2 key things here. One, sit in the pack, reserve energy for that final climb, launch attack. 2, try and get a breakaway going, and it's going to be difficult because of the nature of the terrain. They're coming off of the downhill section and onto the flat run. They've got 20 kilometers now. There aren't a lot of teams who are going to go out and want to do a 20-kilometer time trial to establish a 45-second gap or a 50-second gap on the group, only for it to be brought back on the final climb. So it's highly unlikely. I'd love to be able to eat my words, I really would, but it's highly unlikely we're going to see a breakaway go. It's much more likely we're going to see the pack roll and roll strongly towards that final climb. And then, well, you just never know. There may well be a brave soul in one of these packs who's decided they're going to do something different today, but only time will tell. Well, time at the moment is for the Category 1 riders. They're on the first climb at the moment at the 11.8 kilometre marker, and they are pushing on strongly here. About 650 metres of climbing still to go. And we've got a couple of riders dropped off the back of the Category 1 pack. I'm thinking it's, well, look at that. I was about to say, I'm thinking it's highly unlikely we'll see anybody go off the front, but take a look at that. We've got a rider off the front of the group at the moment. McCarthy, the world champion, happy to sit on the back as the rest of the pack bring that rider back in. Joanna Tidholm was the rider. She got herself a couple of seconds, and she's still there out front at the moment, but Van Hove, Guerra, Van Shaw, Holdcroft, McCarthy, all in the mix. They're going to want to, well, somebody is going to want to poke their nose out in the wind and take that polka dot skin suit, because very shortly they're going to see the polka dot banner for that climbing competition. And Kate McCarthy's gone from the back of the group to the front of the group. It's not a time segment. It is literally first across the line, and Gabby Guerra now on the front pushing on, and expect, well, I'm about to say, expect a sprint. Tomasi, Holcroft, Soderstrom, Guerra, Kiddle, all at the front. So is McCarthy and Van Hooling. They've not got sight of the banner yet. It comes at around 300 metres to go, 200 metres to go. And it is just around the corner. There you go. Up, eyes, sight, done. Bruni is there, but now Tomasi launches. So Francesca Tomasi launches, but so does Mika Soderstrom. Soderstrom has gone hard. Soderstrom has gone long. She wants to take that polka dot skin suit as well as the green swimsuit. She's going to take both of them. She's going to take points in both of those competitions. I tell you something, you take Mika Soderstrom to any line, whether it's a points banner, a sprint banner, a climb banner, or the finish line, expect fireworks and expect Mika Soderstrom to unleash the dragon. Well, Tomasi was the rider who put the push in first, but Mika Söderström just has an extra turn of power today, and she takes the Category 1 riders through at the top of the Sakura climb here in Japan in 19 minutes 56 seconds. Category 2 being led through by Serena Vittori, Yusilia Kasani taking through Category 3, Diana Corrales taking through Category 4, Claudia Gentili Category 5, and Lady Geraldo Montoya Category 6. Now, the stretch on the group in Category 1 is all back together again. So the pack reconvene in Category 1 as they now continue to move. Francesca Tomasi, we're in with her on the screen, and you can see just rehydrating there. And hydration and fueling strategy is absolutely key here. Racing Cycling Esports, you're racing indoors, and absolutely imperative that you stay hydrated. Well, Van Hove, Alberg, Tomasi, Kiddle, and Bjarnhed are the riders on the front of the pack. But again, the pack on the descent now off of the Sakura climb, steady state here, and really trying to get some recovery in. So whilst Category 1 recover, Category 2 are going through the sprint at the moment, and it's a big push from Anna Svahlström on the front. Gonzalez Rua trying to close the gap, but Svahlström is going to pick up the points in that Category 2 sprinting competition. The skin suit, well, this is interesting. I think it's going to stay with Tennille Otto. So the points at the last sprint, Tennille Otto in Category 2 took the 5 points from Sarah Roach and Gonzalez Rua. At the Tokyo sprint, Svahlström takes the 5 points at the top. Gonzalez Rua takes 4. Tennille Otto takes 3. And Tennille Otto keeps the sprint jersey. But Dorothy Gonzalez Rua on our screen at the moment has another shot at taking that sprint skin suit and that sprint competition overall. We go through the Tokyo sprint a second time on lap number 2 around the city, and she could well have her eyes on that prize today. Great to see her, and a bit of a wave. I'll give her a wave back now. There we go. I'm not quite sure I needed the little mouse noise, but it was quite cool. Carolina Kolkowitz, Emily Sofas, Gabrielle Nordin, all in the mix. So is Vittori. Vittori is wearing the polka dot skin suit in this competition in Category 2. At the 17.9 kilometre marker, they've got a really long run now. Well, it's around 5.5 kilometres to the next sprint checkpoint, and then an 11k run to the base of the climb. Christine Schneider tucked in nicely in the group as well. They're rolling at around 37 kilometres an hour at the 18k marker here. 28 minutes of racing complete in Category 2. Schneider, I'm loving. We've got medals on the wall, and I'm hoping they're race photos or outdoor photos on the board to inspirational photos maybe. Remind yourself why you do this. Why do you do the Sunday Race Club? Well, because it is absolutely a giggle, and there are people from all over the world that you're meeting. Now, talking about that, at the 29.2 kilometre marker, this is the Category 5 race. They've picked up some of the Category 6 back markers, and they are around 15 seconds off the back of Ange Quapp, who's currently sitting in 7th place in that Category 6 race. So this group here, the leading group in Category 5, mixed with some of the chasers in Category 6. And there is nothing to say those chasers in Category 6 can't jump onto the pack of Category 5 if they're caught and take a tow and take the draft in the group. That is absolutely within the rules. So on the right-hand side of your screen, you've got the leaders in Category 5 who are at the 29.6 kilometre marker. On the left-hand side of your screen at 30.4, so around 700 metres up the road, are the leaders in the Category 6 race. Limboaga and Londano, the two riders together at the front now of that Category 6 race. So great to see the two riders join together now at the front of the Category 6 race. They've still got 6.4. Wow, just I've actually got 5.8k to go if I do my maths properly. But they have indeed just sub 6 kilometres now for the front of the Category 6 race to go. Bridget Kiddle on our screen. So is the map. You can see the map on the wall by the side of her. She doesn't make a wrong turning, but Bridget Kiddle, part and parcel of the pack at the moment in the Category 1 race. She's just in as alongside Van Hulling and Soderstrom, Tidholm in there as well. They're at the 16.5 kilometre marker, around 600 metres now to go to the next sprint checkpoint. So as I'm taking a look at that, am I seeing, well, I don't know whether I'm seeing a Category 2 rider up ahead. I think it is. But at the moment, Filensky, Kiddle, Leninin, all in the mix here. That's the green banner. Expect a launch from the back from Mika Soderstrom. The question is anybody going to challenge her today? Will anybody else push here? Kiddle is on here, moving strongly. Hermansen now launches off the front, but Hermansen is indeed Mika Soderstrom's teammate. It's a nice 1-2 double, but Hermansen pushing on Mika Soderstrom. Now Bridget Kiddle. Kiddle is on the wheel of Mika Soderstrom. Nice move, Bridget Kiddle. But Lisa Hermansen is going to go through this time and pick up the sprint, take them across the line. Mika Soderstrom, I think, is going to come through in 2. Yeah, Lisa Hermansen picks up the points that time. Mika Soderstrom comes through in 2. Soderstrom keeps the green skin suit for the time being. So Lisa Hermansen leads through Category 1 at that checkpoint in 26 minutes and 15 seconds of racing. Anna Svanström takes through Category 2. Helen McKay, Category 3. Karen Manchando de Pavia, Category 4. Johanna Warren, Category 5. And Manon Holtman, Category 6. You can see the spread of times though from 26 minutes to 31 minutes in Category 6, giving you an indication of each of our race fields. Lisa Hermansen alongside Bridget Kiddle at the front of the Category 1 race. There's a big push coming on from Francesca Tomasi at the moment. Now, I wonder whether we get a brave rider today, and maybe it is indeed Tomasi. They've gone through the Tokyo Sprint for the first time. It's 6k to the next one, and now Tomasi is driving forward here. Now, Francesca Tomasi is a phenomenal climber. If she gives herself some slipping room, she could well take the win, and they will know that. She will be marked, but Francesca Tomasi, well, fortune favours the brave, and Tomasi at the moment is being the brave rider here in Category 1. They've gone through the Tokyo Sprint checkpoint for the first time, and it's a flat lands, not the type of lands you'd expect Francesca Tomasi to attack on. But, well, why would you attack in a place where it wasn't a surprise? So Tomasi now driving forward. Bridget Kiddle is on the front of the group, and I'm just taking a look. Tomasi needs some teamwork. Bridget Kiddle needs to come onto the front of the group and sit up. So does her other teammates, and that's what Tomasi needs now. She needs some help from those teammates to shut that group down behind. Well, whilst Kiddle continues to try to shut the group down, Francesca Tomasi tries to drive away from them at the moment, and well, it's going to be interesting to see whether that is a success. On the right-hand side of your screen at the 33.2 kilometre marker, Limbago and Londono are locked in a battle, but they are about to battle on the final climb of the day. They've got around 750 metres until they get to the base of the climb. So whilst Francesca Tomasi tries to drive away from the Category 1 race field, a Category 6 race field, our first race field away and out of the pen, are coming onto the base of the final climb of the day, the Dragon's Nest climb. This chase group are not far behind. These are the leaders in the Category 5 race field. They've got a couple of Category 6 riders in here as well, and Musa Al-Mansouri just getting distance off the back. So is Ange Quapp. But Jessica Hamilton is in the group. The lead group in the Category 5 race, you can see them just heading off around the corner. Al-Mansouri just can't get back on. She's not going to make that group before they hit the base of the climb. But Warren, Bago, Gentili, Wilhelm, Young, all in the group. So is Santos. Arrayas is in here as well. This is a really strong Category 5 leading group at the moment. Really great to see. So the push is on now The category 6 riders, Londano and Limbaga, on the left-hand side of your screen, coming in to the base of the climb. Very, very shortly, they're going to see a 2-kilometre climb to the top, and that is where the checkered flag is going to be. But, well, they have got 1.9 kilometres of the checkpoint climb. The checkpoint climb is an average gradient of 9.1%, but it does kick to 15%. When they get to the banner at the top, which is the checkpoint, they've still got 200 metres to the finish line to go. So category 6, 1 hour of racing complete. They hit the base of the climb. The only way now for Limbaga and Londano is up, and the two are now going to battle it to the finish. Well, in the chase group behind Melissa Scriven is in the group. She's on your screen. Brooke Samuel is in here as well. Scriven category 6, Samuel category 5. Hi, Melissa. Good job. Keep going. Brooke Samuel has got her eyes on the prize at the moment today as well. She's in that leading group in the category 5 race there at the 34.3 kilometre marker. That's it. You can see the gradient start to rise ahead of them. This climb starts on the boardwalk today, and Scriven, well, she's chasing the category 6 riders ahead. Samuel is in the mix with the leaders in the category 5 race, but she has got, well, she's got some phenomenal company at the moment because Joanna Warren is in there, Santos is in there, and the riders starting to push on the climb at the moment. So the gradient starts to go up and the power starts to go down. Scriven now getting distance from the group, but this is the leading group in category 5. So great work from Scriven to stay with them. Amy Young at the front of this group, and Brooke Samuel is in the mix as well. Amy Young doing a fantastic job driving that category 5 leading group. Now, at the top of the category 6 race, Londano and Limbaga were together at the base of the climb. They came into the base of the climb together. Daniela Londano doing a phenomenal job here and just starting to open some gaps. But behind her, Montoya and Jaskalainen with Hadjuk starting to close things down. Manon Holtman is also in the mix there, and the riders in the category 6 race, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that category 5 race as they start to close it down, and whether any of those category 6 riders have got any energy and to just use those category 5 riders as motivation. Well, category 5 and category 6 now on the final climb of the day. Category 4, well, they are on their way in. So the category 4 pack on the run in towards the base of the climb as well. They've got around 650 metres to go. Kalmazuska, Pamplona, Ciciolka, Piccolo in the mix as well. Angelina Roja is here. Diana Corrales is here. Corrales is the rider in the polka dot skin suit, meaning she picked up the maximum number of points and went over the top of the first climb in the front of the category 4 race. She stands a really strong chance here, and I think she's watching what's going on ahead and just surfing the back of the group waiting. Well, while she surfs the back of the group waiting, the riders at the front, well, Amy Young has done a phenomenal job. Katie Bago is working hard, so is Brooke Samuel to stay with her because Young, Bago and Samuel, the 3 riders at the front of this category 5 race, Maria Wilhelm is desperately trying to stay with them. They've just caught Daniela Londano in the category 6 race and gone up and over the top. So Young, Samuel, Bago, Wilhelm, Gentili, those are the leaders in the category 5 race. Londano from Limbaga, those are the 2 leaders in the category 6 race. Well, at the 35.1 kilometre marker, well, 1.3k to go. Well, you can see this is the 15.5%, 16% it has just touched fractionally as they go onto the corner here on the climb. It is seriously steep, this section of the climb, and while they may get some respite in a short while, but it is not going to last for long. It is going to keep punching upwards. Category 4, the leading group now coming into the base of the climb. Valentina Peretti is on your screen at the moment. Don't take your hand off the handlebars. Now is the critical moment. Peretti gets up and out of the saddle and starts to punch and starts to drive here on the Sunday Race Club. This is the final climb, and this is the leading group in the Category 4 race. Diana Corrales, Valentina Peretti, Rosalina Barragan, Veronica Cisioka, Angelina Roja, all in the front of this group and pushing and driving. Peretti absolutely nailing this now. Valentina Peretti at the rider from Switzerland. I'm actually in Switzerland at the moment. Valentina, I'm in Crans-Montana. I'm not quite sure where you are. Maybe you message me after the race and let me know. But the Sunday Race Club commentary coming to you from Switzerland as well. As Peretti gets up and out the saddle, and I can tell you something, it's no surprise that Peretti is a strong climber. The mountains that are based in Switzerland, absolutely stunning, but fantastic training grounds as well. So Peretti pushing on now. Corrales is with her, the Colombian rider in the polka dot skin suit who climbs so strongly on the first climb of the day. But it now is Peretti versus Corrales. Pamplona in that Category 4 race, along with Kawasuska and Barragan, now distanced slightly. Whether we'll see a resurgence from those riders, well, we will see. So Category 4, 5 and 6 on the final climb. Category 3 not there yet, but it will not be long at all until they come into that section. The Category 1 race, the last race away today, have gone through the Tokyo Sprint on lap 2. Mika Soderstrom confirming that sprint competition by picking up those 5 points from Lisa Hermansen, Bridget Kiddle, Carolina Lennon and Camilla Alberg. So all 6 of our race fields now coming towards the final stages of the Sunday Race Club here. This is qualifier race number 2 in September. We're in Japan on the Dragon's Nest course. It's the first time the women have raced the Dragon's Nest course in Japan. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But at the moment, this is the leading group in Category 3. They've picked up some Category 4 riders. They're at the 33-kilometre marker, so they're coming into the base of the final climb. The Category 2 riders, well, they are at 26.5 kilometres. They are still on the flat transition towards the base of the climb. On the climb already, this is the Category 5 leaders, and they are moving towards the final stages of this race. Just 600 kilometres to go. The polka dot banner is not far away, and it is 4 riders in this Category 5 race who are battling on the slopes for the win. Claudia Gentili in the polka dot skin suit is joined by Maria Wilhelm, Brooke Samuel, and Amy Young. It's 11.5% on this corner. It is so steep as they continue to move on this Dragon's Nest climb. The Dragon's eggs are on the side of the road. You can see them just ahead as Wilhelm continues to push to catch Gentili on that right-hand side of your screen. Valentina Peretti has got a battle on her hands with Diana Corrales on the left-hand side of your screen in that Category 4 race. And our leaders in the Category 6 race are also on the climb as well. So, Wilhelm pushes on and she goes past Gentili. Brooke Samuel is there as well. What has Claudia Gentili got left? Because Wilhelm, Samuel, Young, all with her. And you can see Brooke Samuel in a little window into the world of Brooke Samuel on her bike. She's up and out of the saddle, dancing on those pedals at the moment, doing a great job. She's pushed herself up into 3rd place here. Amy Young just battling with her at the moment. So Samuel needs to push. She needs to try and go with Young if she wants to contend the top 3 in the race today. But Wilhelm, Gentili, Young and Samuel, what a race these 4 riders have had today here on the Dragon's Nest in Japan. Wilhelm, Gentili and Young now moving away from Brooke Samuel, but Brooke Samuel, sterling job today, absolutely brilliant climbing. They're coming up to the polka dot banner. This is Young versus Gentili versus Wilhelm for that polka dot skin suit. Gentili will want the points, but Young is going to try and take this segment. Young continues to drive. Gentili cannot respond. Amy Young goes underneath the banner first. Now it's just a 200-metre run to the line, and it's not a straightforward run. We are still climbing to the banner. Gentili backs off because she's got the polka dot skin suit, but it opens the door for Young. Young continues to drive. Wilhelm now comes up. Brooke Samuel is 11 seconds back. But Wilhelm and Young, this is now the race for the line. Gentili is not going to take part. That's the UCI banner at the top for the final today. This is Japan. This is the first time we've been on the Dragon's Nest, and Maria Wilhelm is driving towards the line in the Category 5 race. Amy Young in 2. I don't think she can close down that gap, but she's going to try. Amy Young now tries to drive to get onto the wheels of Wilhelm to try and close this down in the Category 5 race. But Maria Wilhelm is just too strong at the moment. Amy Young comes again. Young comes fast. She's coming hard from behind. Now Wilhelm pushes, but Amy Young is driving. Wilhelm versus Young side by side. Wilhelm, I think, is going to get that from Young, but that was close. And Amy Young, what a contender to push and try and close that down. Fabulous race to the line between these two racers in Category 5. So Brooke Samuels comes over the line for 3rd place in that competition. Fabulous racing in Category 5. Right to the line. Well, Montoya comes up to the polka dot banner in Category 6. She's 3 seconds clear only of this chase group behind. So Hadjuk Jaskalainen have both gone past Londano and Limbago, the two riders who came into the base of the climb in the lead in the Category 6 race, have now been caught. So Montoya, Hadjuk and Jaskalainen, the three riders at the front of the Category 6 race. Now Montoya and Hadjuk are trying to go clear. Jaskalainen is at 2 seconds, at 3 seconds. She's going backwards. That's because Montoya and Hadjuk are going forwards. Montoya in the polka dot skin suit, leading that sprint competition. Hadjuk in the green skin suit with the number 6 on her back. Second at the moment in that Category 6 race. Now we've got Category 5 riders picking up places, but Montoya versus Hadjuk is the race we are looking at the moment for the win in the Category 6 race, and it's looking like Montoya is going to pick up the power and drive across the line. So Lady Geraldo Montoya takes the win in the Category 6 race. September, Qualifier 2 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Monica Hadjuk climbs just so strongly to take second. Katia Jaskalainen takes third in that Category 6 race. Camilla Botero, I think, is going to take fourth, and then Daniela Londano potentially fifth if she can continue climbing strongly. Well, one rider who has climbed strongly is Valentina Peretti from Switzerland. She's climbed exceptionally strongly ahead of Diana Corrales in this Category 4 race. Valentina Peretti, we can see her in the pain cave, up and out the saddle and driving towards the line. Well, she's driving towards a win on the Sunday Race Club in Category 4. She's 5 seconds clear of Diana Corrales in the polka dot skin suit behind. She's got one final corner to go. Valentina Peretti is riding herself into the win in the Category 4 race here in Japan on the Dragon's Nest course. September, Qualifier 2 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Valentina Peretti, she sits up, she puts her arms in the air, she takes the win in the Category 4 race. Fabulous job from Peretti, takes the win in Japan. Well, take a look at the work. Take a look at the elation. Oh, I love it. It doesn't matter whether you're at the Mountain Bike World Championships or the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, racing up those mountains for the finale and taking the win. Absolutely top of the tree. Talking about top of the tree, this is the Category 3 race. They're at 35.6 kilometres. It looks like they've got around 800 metres to go now. We've got Briggs, McLeod, Shanks, Kasani, Bergin just off the back with Beltran. The push is on, the drive is on, and this group, Heather Smith is the rider leading it on the front. McLeod pushing so is Kasani. Kasani is the rider in the polka dot skin suit. So we've got 5 riders with one further rider just off the back. Come on. Heather Smith continues to push and drive. Kasani is matching it in with Heather Shanks, and you can see the look of effort on Shanks's face at the moment in the pain cave. This is the final moments of the Sunday Race Club here in Japan, and the gradient is steep. Shanks just getting dropped off the back. She's got Bergin behind her. She needs to stay clear. Briggs is there, so is McLeod and Heather Smith. Oh, it's a brutal corner. It's nearly at 15% this corner. It is so steep. 600 metres to go. Shanks continues to climb. It just goes past Briggs. The big push continues to climb and continues to drive here in the Category 3 race. McLeod, Briggs, just ahead. Kasani, Heber Smith, Asulia Kasani now goes to the front of the Category 3 race. She's on the climb. She's in the polka dot skin suit, and she's going to want to take those points. Kirsty Heber Smith is going to want to take them from her. Kate McLeod, I'm not quite sure what she can do behind, but she is not out of this yet. Kasani in 1, Heber Smith in 2, McLeod in 3, Briggs in 4, Shanks in 5, Bergin in 6, Beltran in 7. Those are the top 7 riders in the Category 3 race at the moment. They have 250 meters to go. Very shortly, they're going to see the polka dot banner. That is the climbing competition. That is the climbing checkpoint. And then it's 200 meters of climbing still to the UCI banner, which is the end of this race today. Now, Kasani is driving, but Heber Smith is coming. Kasani wants those points. She's just picked up the pace again. 7 watts per kilo from Asulia Kasani. Adamant she wants those points in that polka dot skin suit competition. Now, Heber Smith and McLeod come. Heber Smith and McLeod are looking for the overall. Kate McLeod now launches at 6 watts per kilo. She's going long on the climb, but she's going up and over the top of Asulia Kasani. What can Kasani do? She starts to respond. So does Heber Smith. All 3 of these riders now driving for that UCI banner here in this Category 3 race. This is Qualifier 2 in September, and it's McLeod versus Kasani versus Heber Smith in the Category 3 race. McLeod leading this out. So Kate McLeod leads this out. Asulia Kasani comes up onto the side. Kasani drives. What can McLeod do? I don't think she can do anything. I think that's going to Asulia Kasani today in Category 3. But Kate McLeod, what a run for the line. Yes, Asulia Kasani takes the win in Category 3. Kate McLeod comes over the line in second place, just 0.06 of a second behind. Kirsty Heber Smith comes through for third. What a race. Absolutely phenomenal. Well, phenomenal seems to be my word of the weekend. I'm going to have to change it after the Sunday race club. But at the moment, Dana Davison is on our screen. She's a phenomenal rider. That's it. That's the last time I'm using that word. Davison, you can see on the screen, she's tightly in the pack here in the Category 2 race. It's a big group of riders coming into the base of the final climb, the Dragon's Nest climb here in Japan. And I tell you something, we've seen a sprint finish at the top of this climb. Dana Davison leading in the Category 2 pack. Back in the Category 1 race, Mika Soderstrom off the front of the group at the moment. By around 4 seconds. Now, this is an interesting move. Mika Soderstrom in the green skin suit and the polka dot skin suit. Now Camilla Ahlberg starts to chase. The push is on. Really interesting move. Soderstrom, part and parcel of that Ablock International squad, not adverse, that team, to putting in some team tactics to take the win. Everyone would expect that Kate McCarthy, part and parcel of that team, will take the win on the climb. So by putting Soderstrom down the road beforehand, well, interesting. Camilla Ahlberg in this leading group as well. She too will climb strongly on this final climb. And I predict a good finishing position for Camilla Ahlberg today, but she's got to get to the base of the climb. She's got to get up the climb. And at the moment, Soderstrom out front, and you can just see her dropping onto the descent now before the rest of the pack on this boardwalk. The pace is high. It is a stepped descent, and Soderstrom just gone on to the next section. This group now following fast. It's only a 3-second gap at the moment that Mika Soderstrom has, but she will climb strongly. So Soderstrom and the leading pack in the Category 1 race now on the flat section before the final climb. We're going to see the final climb for Category 2 and the final climb for Category 1. It's going to decide the race here today. 2 big packs coming in together. Category 1 big pack being led by Mika Soderstrom. The rest of the pack now closing it down. Van Hove, one of those riders instrumental for the breakaways in closing down the breakaway of Mika Soderstrom. Van Hove in there, Tomasi, Kiddle, Lennon, Guerra, all in this group. So big pack of Category 1 racers moving towards the base of the final climb. Category 2, that was a big pack as well, moving strongly. A little bit further up the road, the Category 2 race field starting 5 minutes before the Category 1 race field. There they are on your screen as well. They are already on the climb. So they are at 34.8 kilometres to the 33.6. So they are a good still. Well and truly over a kilometre further up the road. So that tells me that the Category 1 race field has had a really steady state race today and rolling very steadily to the base of this final climb, where really it is going to be all about the actual climb itself. And can anybody stop the world champion Kate McCarthy going up and over that climb in one and taking the win today? Well, I can imagine there's a number of riders in that Category 1 pack who are thinking about how they do it. Do they launch early? Do they wait? Do they try and go with her? What happens now? Do they let her go and do they fight for second? Well, somebody at some point has got to beat Kate McCarthy. But this is the Category 2 race first. They are further up the climb. At the 35.1 kilometre mark, they've got a kilometre of climbing under their wheels already, and they are moving now towards the finish. They've got 1,300 metres to go. We've got Gonzalez Rua on the screen. Sophie Giovanni is there as well. Kimberly Hoekstra is in the mix, and Emily Nyquist. All of these riders are in this group as we continue to see the climb, and they are, well, the pace is on at the moment, and Karolina Kolkowitz right at the front of the group. Engstrom, Vellner, Sopers, Tridin, all in the mix here. Eck is there too. Emily Nyquist, you can see her climbing strongly. She's ahead of Serena Vittori, the rider in the polka dot skin suit who took the points in on the first climb. But at the moment, on the second climb of the day, it's Karolina Kolkowitz who's right at the front of the pack. She had a phenomenal performance with her teammate at the Paracycling Road World Championships, where they led that tandem road race for a significant period of time before the Irish tandem came up and took the win. But Kolkowitz leading the charge on the climb. She's a rider on form at the moment. Sopers, Vellner, Giovanni climbing strongly. She's a great climber, is Sophie Giovanni. Really strong. Gonzalez Rua. This is the type of the climb, really, that for Gonzalez Rua does suit her. She's got some phenomenal power. It's a shorter, sharper, steeper climb. Gonzalez Rua, do not discount her. Karolina Kolkowitz, Cornelia Engstrom, Gonzalez Rua, Weisman, Giovanni, Vellner, Sopers, all still in the mix. They're at 35.6 kilometres. They are 800 metres from the finish. 800 metres of climbing to go, and then that is it. Well, on the left-hand side of your screen, it's Gabby Guerra who has launched first at the base of the climb. McCarthy goes to follow. So does Bruni and Kolczynski. Holdcroft and Ulberg are all in the mix, but Guerra is the rider to launch the attack in Category 1. So Gabby Guerra launches the attack in Category 1 first. She's on the left-hand side of your screen. On the right-hand side of your screen, it's Category 2, and the pack is still rolling strongly. Big group of Category 2 riders as they come into 35.8k. Oh, they're coming up to the 500 metre marker. Kolkowitz, Eck, Vellner, Engstrom, Sopers, Weisman, Giovanni, all still in that leading group. Nyquist, Hoekstra, Giovanni and Gonzalez Rua on your screen at the moment. Giovanni, well, it's still Karolina Kolkowitz driving on the front. Katarzyna Vellner is there as well. Jenny Eck, Cornelia Engstrom, Emily Sopers, Giovanni, then Weisman. Nobody really in this group going clear, but Kolkowitz is still pushing. She's still trying, and she's just about to go around the corner now at the 36 kilometre marker. She's got 200 metres till she gets to the polka dot banner. She's now putting in a really big, strong push at 5.5 watts per kilo. So Karolina Kolkowitz pushing on the front of the Category 2 race to that polka dot banner. On the left-hand side of your screen, McCarthy now takes up the mantle from Guerra. Guerra can't go with McCarthy. Holdcroft in 3. Karolina Kolkowitz driving up the climb. It's like she hasn't got a motor, by the way, but it's like she's got a motor. She's absolutely driving her way. The power through those pedals. So it is a rider on significant form at the moment as she goes underneath that polka dot banner in that climbing competition. Under she goes. She's got 200 meters to go. Giovanni now coming to the fore with Cornelia Engström. Eleanor Wiseman is there. So is Katarzyna Wellner and Jenny Eck. This is the drive now for the line. It's 200 meters to the finish line today in this Category 2 race. And Kolkowitz continues to climb. Well, Kolkowitz continues to climb, but Wiseman is driving behind. She's pushing on strongly at the moment. 6.1 watts per kilo to Kolkowitz's 5.7. Now Kolkowitz responds. She responds later, but she now is fighting this battle for the finish today here in the Category 2 race. That's the banner. This is Karolina Kolkowitz. Under she goes. She takes the win in the Category 2 race today. Karolina Kolkowitz takes the win. Cornelia Engström comes through for second place in that Category 2 race. Nice move from Engström. Eleanor Wiseman takes third. Sophie Giovanni takes fourth. And Asulia Kasani, well, takes fifth. So the Category 1 race now unfolding in front of us. And Kate McCarthy, she's doing what Kate McCarthy does. She's up, she's out the saddle, she's pushing on strongly. She's moving her way now towards the polka dot banner. She is such a powerful rider. She dances on those pedals. She goes underneath the polka dot banner. The world champion goes up and over the Dragon's Nest climb. Guerra in two, but she's 16 seconds back. McCarthy, look at the pain, the effort all over her face as she continues to move towards the finish line today. This is Kate McCarthy, your world champion for 2024 in cycling esports. She's going to be defending that champion with, I hope, for 2025. But this is the UCI banner. This is the MyWhoosh September Qualifier 2. Kate McCarthy takes the win. So as Kate McCarthy leans over the bars to recover from that effort, Gabby Guerra's got a battle with Maria Holdcroft going on at the moment for second place. Guerra's going to take second today on the Dragon's Nest climb. Maria Holdcroft will take third. Bruni is coming up the climb with Kulczynski behind her. So Merle Bruni is going to take fourth place today. Kristen Kulczynski will take fifth. Francesca Tomasi and Camilla Ahlberg battling a little bit further down the slopes. So Tomasi comes up and over the line with Camilla Ahlberg. Fabulous riding there. They'll take sixth and seventh. Van Hooling now battling with Elise Gallegos. Gallegos versus Van Hooling here for what's going to be eighth place. So Gallegos comes. Van Hooling pushes now. Gallegos is still driving, but Van Hooling is going to go up and through. So Van Hooling will come through for eighth place today. Elise Gallegos going clear of Amelia Van Hove. So Van Hooling through and over the line for eighth. Gallegos will take ninth today. And Amelia Van Hove will round out the top 10. Lisa Hermansen, Kelsey Jade Van Shaw, Bridget Falensky, Bridget Kiddle, all coming up and over the line. And Carolina Lennon coming up into Category 1 this week. Well, she will finish, I think, around the top 15. Great race on the Dragon's Nest course here in Japan. The first time the women have raced this. Kate McCarthy taking the win in 56 minutes 20 seconds. Gabby Guerra in 17 seconds back. Then Maria Holdcroft came through for third place today. Merle Bruni, the new long distance duathlon world champion, taking fourth spot. Kristen Kulczynski, well, she's been out beating her own PRs on the hill climb circuit in the USA. She's put in a strong performance on this hill climb as well today to take fifth place. Francesca Tomasi takes sixth. Camilla Ahlberg takes seventh. Liz Van Hooling takes eighth. Elise Gallegos ninth. And Amelia Van Hove takes 10th place today. Well, what a first race in Japan on the Dragon's Nest course for the women here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. But great racing today for qualifier race number 2. Now, don't go anywhere, because the men's race will be up shortly. It's been fabulous putting words to the action for the women's race today. My co-host, Matt Payne, is putting words to another women's race at the moment, because the under-23 women's mountain bike cross-country Olympic Distance World Championships is underway at the moment here in Switzerland, where I am coming to you from. And, well, don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I will be back with the men's race shortly. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's Qualifier race number 2 for September, and I'm going to be taking you through all of the action. Yes, me, Emma Martin. I am solo today. My colleague Matt Payne, who normally is with me on the Sunday Race Club, I've had so many people ask me, where is Matt today? Matt, at the moment, is in the UCI commentary box at the World Mountain Bike Championships in Crans, Montana, currently commentating on the under 23 women's race. He's got Jen Jackson, the Canadian racer, beside him, the bronze medalist in the short track in Zermatt earlier on in the competition. I'm heading down there later for the elite men's race. You can tune into that on the UCI YouTube channel, but don't go anywhere because we've got the Men's Sunday Race Club to go first. Well, the Men's Sunday Race Club are heading to Belgium. Now, funny enough, I was there about 10 days ago, but the men, it's Belgium, but not as we know it. 55 kilometres of racing, 436 metres of climbing, and it looks a little different for those of you with eagle eyes. It is a different Belgium racecourse. So the men come out of the pen, 2 sprint checkpoints today. The first of those at 8.4 kilometres, the second at the 31.6 kilometre marker, and there are a number of short, sharp climbs in the way. So at the first climb checkpoint, there are 3 climbing checkpoints today, but there are more than 3 climbs. The first one coming at the 19.6 kilometre marker, the second at the 38.8, and then at 49.2. Now, all the climbs today, short, sharp, and steep. That's probably the message for today. The longest climb is the Quermont at 2.2 kilometres with an average gradient of 4.2%. But it's a stepped climb, and the first part of the climb does touch 17% on the inside line on the corner. It's short, sharp, and steep. From the top of the Quermont climb, which is the second of the categorised climbs today, there's the transition along the plateau, the drop-off, then they do the Valkenburg climb. Before a steady state climb to the top of that plateau, and then it is a downhill run and flat into the finish. But the rest of this course, other than the first 8 kilometres, is not flat. Short, sharp hills punctuated by flat sections. It's going to be a really interesting race. Well, down on the start pen, we've got 6 race categories lined up, warmed up, and ready to go. Category 6 are going to be the first riders out of the pen today. 5 minutes ahead of category 5, 5 minutes ahead of category 4, 5 minutes ahead of category 3. We then break for 10 minutes before category 2 come out of the pen, and then finally, category 1 will be our last race field away. Now, category 6, we have 59 riders on the start sheets in category 6 today, and a number of teams. Alzami representing 71 team, Gibson and Mertry BMC Spinergy, Wakefield Rademacher and Atruba BMC 6, the BM6ers represented by Bain, Cronje represents BMC 6-ish, the Cycling District 6, Sabrino, Calaro, Bariso and Viegas. Then Level Titanium is Fielder and Lloyd. Ride Club Finland 6, Corva. Silva and Moreira for Wheeze 6. Wheelies Racing, Bianchi Teron, Sebza. ZTBR Caracas, it is Liparski, and then ZTBR Yanamani, it is Sugai and Brito. Well, with the final seconds kicking down, category 6 are away. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club if you're a new viewer. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club if you're a new racer. And I have to say, I did spot a certain Josh Lipka on the start sheets for category 6 this week as they come dialing out the pen. For those of you who don't know, Josh Lipka, a cycling coach with one Kristen Kolczynski being one of his clients. So if you are into the women's racing, you will know very well the name Kristen Kolczynski, the USA National Cycling Esports Champion. She's also a phenomenal hill climber outdoors, and Josh Lipka, part and parcel of that duo. Well, it's fabulous to have him on the start line of the Sunday Race Club. Looking forward to seeing him race today. Well, at the moment, the big push coming on the front at the moment, and Luchko is in the mix, and Lima de Arujo right at the front. The Brazilian riders on the Sunday Race Club really do like to animate the action, and it is a big push and drive. He's 6 seconds down the road at the moment, and the carriage of the Category 6 race is sort of looking at each other going, shall we chase this down? Shall we let it go? Will it come back? What's going to happen? But at the moment, Lima de Arujo, the rider, off the front of the pack, and it's 6 seconds to the chase group behind. The chase group stretched, and we've already got a gap off the back and a small group formed off the back of the Category 6 pack, and that may well be the plan here, the plan is to run and go hard for the first sprint checkpoint. The second sprint checkpoint is going to be taken by somebody who can get over those climbs at the front of the pack, because it is first across the line, the checkpoints today in both the sprint and the climbing competition. One of the sprints coming early after the flatlands. Another of the sprints, the second of the sprints, coming at the 31.7 kilometre marker after 3 of the Belgian climbs. The call comes from Lushko to keep working, which is an interesting move here. Le Contelec, the rider he is with, along with Lima de Arujo, but the pack are coming from behind. Ephraim Mamba now starting to do some work. Trevor Eggins is on there as well. Andrew Bain is in the mix. They too are in the group. Truba is there as well as Newman. The pack now starting to bring them back, and the pack rolling really fast, really strong, 42 kilometres an hour in the pack at the moment. We're in with Eduardo Suge, and you can see at the moment the numbers on your screen are indeed the highlighted riders. So Eduardo Suge highlighted in blue on the panel on the right-hand side of your screen. The numbers that are in the white panel at the top of your screen are indeed the riders that is highlighted. So heart rate 153. 259 watts, currently in the green, meaning the rider is in the draft, and pedal cadence 71. So those are the numbers that you are seeing. The time elapsed over the top, the speed of the pack, or the speed of the rider, and the distance travelled underneath. On the top right-hand corner of your screen, that gives you the graphic as to the gradient, and currently that red line is pan flat, the gradient at 0%. The rider highlighted in blue is the yellow vertical line, which tells you exactly on the course where they are, and then you can see that satellite navigation image as well underneath where the pack are rolling. Xavier Maillard, part and parcel of the pack, he's on our screen at the moment. Good to see him, tightly ensconced within that Category 6 group, and moving nice and strong. Rider from Belgium, racing in Belgium on the Sunday Race Club. What more could you want? Wearing resplendent Belgium kit too as well, in the national colours. Absolutely perfect. That's exactly what you need. Category 6 are up and rolling and out of the pen and rolling strongly. Category 5, we are waiting for them to leave. So Category 5, 65 riders on the start sheets. This is a huge race field today. BMC Get Racing, Mottmans is there, Castro for Cycle District 5, Vinther for Danish Dynamite, Theme for Dirt Beast Mode, Jeff Rooney for Level Carbon, Allport, Warren and Bertrand for Level Racing. The Level Raiders, Alex Lark is representing them today. Kirk, Roy and Peterson, Level Up. Level Warriors, Neville Ross, Svart and Kendall. Then it is Laszlo and Mortek for MPCC team. The Atlas Riders, Etarabi and Lozi. And then Weez 5, Morato, Dotto, Tapia and Pens. So 65 riders head out of the pen in Category 5. Not the largest race field to date by a long shot. But Nick Hanley, welcome to Category 5. Hanley took the win in Category 6 last week. He's now in the mix here in Category 5 and right at the front of the pack. Graziani is the rider in front of him, but Hanley doing the business in terms of just watching the moves and ensuring a good, strong start. Hanley in the polka dot skin suit on our screen at the moment. Curtains drawn in the background, focused on the screen ahead. Hopefully he's going to enjoy racing in Category 5 here in Belgium. Now, 349 men on the start sheets today. It is the largest Sunday Race Club field ever. And Nick Hanley is part and parcel of that. Last week in Category 5, it was Cridland from Neville Ross, from Mortek, Tapia and Smithson. That was the order of the racing on the top 5 over the line. And they're in Wollongong in Australia last week. Different type of climbing to today. Still steep, still fairly short, but a little bit of a different type of course. Not as many climbs. Two climbs last week, many more this week. Evansfart on your screen at the moment. He rode strongly last week. He's in the mix at the moment as well. And I'll just doing a small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I reckon there's 8 climbs on the course today. Not to worry you, Eben, but 8 climbs ahead. Rolling out the start pen, though, really, really quick at 40 kilometres an hour. The Category 5 pack rolling wide across the road. Nobody pushing on off the front of the group. Everybody content just to let the race pace settle. So Category 5 are away. Now, we mentioned the largest race field ever, 349 riders in this men's race. We had 194 women as well. That last week we had 199 women. We've yet to break the 200 mark in the women's race field. So anybody watching this at the moment, should you wish to join the Sunday Race Club, head over to MyWhoosh.com. If you click on the events page and then scroll slightly and click on the Sunday Race Club, every single thing you need to join the Sunday Race Club is there. Let's get that women's race field over 200. And I think we could well be getting the men's race field to close to 4. Well, Daniel Dotto on our screen at the moment, again, really watching the moves at the front of this pack and ensuring he stays in that draft comfortably so. We've got 3 riders just stretching their legs off the front at the moment. It's really early doors. The first sprint checkpoint doesn't come until that 7.7 kilometre marker. So this really is about, well, it's more about keeping the pace high, really, and not letting it settle. There's also the opportunity that you could well see a small group form whilst everybody else is sat waiting. And now we've got Graciani, Hanley, Lasno, Skretting, Loxley and Horn. Kendall is there as well, and I'm looking to start to see where the gap is to the group, and there isn't a gap to the group. It's one line of riders to the group, and then a large tail. Well, a large tail, it's just a large blob, really, but the tail being wide and large, and a small group strung off the front. Well, Category 6 are heading towards, closer towards that first sprint of the day. A big flat start, and it really is interesting. And Pablo Di Manuel is the rider on the front with Orego as well. Bianchi is there too. That pack is rolling strongly at just shy of 40 kilometres an hour. Category 5 are at 42. So ensuring you keep that pace high, really key on these flat sections. But wanting to stay in the draft, also key. So Category 6, Category 5 are away. Category 4 on the start line at the moment. 54 riders on the start sheets today. In Category 4, BMC Racing are here with Zanetti and Giuliano. Robin Clendinian represents BMC 4. Cycle District 4, Casa and Piera are here. James Mountier is here for Level. Level Golden 4, Gonzalez, White and Mukhtari. Raw Solly is here for Level Up 4. Peak Power Racing, Henrik van der Zandt. Ride Club Finland, Mika Rushimaki is here. And then Wies 4, Reinheimer is representing Wies 4 today. Now, Hernandez took the win last week. Rocket took second, Giuliano took third, Miller took fourth, and Arievi took fifth place. It was a great, great race in Wollongong. It's going to be another good race today, and we're in with Igor Brostolin at the moment as the pack come out of the pen here in Belgium and swing out onto the course. It's the 14th of September 2025. This is qualifier race number 2. A, I can't quite believe it's September, but B, well, who's gone off the front? It is Arievi at the moment. Fast start and really wanting to tow the group with him. The group, well, not coming so much behind him, but Rusumaki is there, Paul Garin, Giuliano, Villada, all at the front of the pack. Well, they're keeping close attention on Arievi at the moment. Greriek coming through. Hagland is there too. These riders all coming back up onto the wheel of Arievi. So riders being pulled back in the pack and the pace coming up to speed, 40 kilometres an hour, 600 metres out of the pen as we go in with Carlos Arayevi. He's on our screen at the moment, the rider from Colombia who went out of that pen and went out of that pen hard to get the pace up. Good to see you. Back in the pack, and the ride up and started. Great to see. James Mountier is there, Torsten Holtz is there, but great riding from the Colombian early on. So the front of the pack, Julian Hertz, Jussi Palaka, all in the mix as the category 6 pack. Juliana Orrego is off the front here, but now Stefan Tigert goes for the checkpoint, and you can see it a long distance. There's a long tunnel to that green banner. That is the first sprint checkpoint of the day, and Juliano Orrego is now kicking at 11 watts per kilo as Stefan Tigert comes past him. He's going to jump onto that wheel and try and take a toe into the draft, but Tigert out front in the wind at the moment. Orrego coming up onto his side, so it's Julio Orrego versus Stefan Tigert. Orrego comes up. What has Tigert got? Tigert's got nothing. Julio Orrego takes the sprint checkpoint in category 6. First set of points on the scoreboard. Julio Orrego in 1, Stefan Tigert in 2. Brett McMurtry comes through at the front of the pack in 3. Gregors Gasek comes through in 4. And Juno Vassanen comes through in 5. So the size of the category 6 pack, it is huge. 40 riders at the moment rolling at the front of the pack. You can see on the top of the screen, we've a number of riders have been distanced by the pushes off the front of that category 6 pack. 40 riders at the moment in that leading group. Well, Mohamed Mukhtari on our screen at the moment, part and parcel of this leading category 4 pack. They're coming up at the 2 kilometre marker. They've dropped 1 or 2 riders off the back already, but the pack, well, seeming content to roll. Mukhtari sat at around zone 3 at the moment, so a steady pace, zone 2, zone 3, but not anything too challenging yet. So the zones bar you can see underneath the map on the top right hand corner of your screen. It goes zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zone 1, steady state recovery. Zone 2, easy riding. Zone 3, well, we're pushing a little bit of tempo. Zone 4, 5 and 6 are when things start to get spicy, and you can see Jussi Palaka sat zone 2, zone 3, a little bit like Mukhtari was, so comfortably in the pack in the early stages of the race in Belgium. Jussi Palaka, phenomenal performance in the MyWhoosh Championships. Was really great to watch him race. It's always great to watch him race, and tightly in this pack here in Belgium as he goes out on to the group. 1 or 2 riders just stretching their legs off the front of that category 4 pack again. Oh, they've got ants in their shoes. So category 3 down on the start line now, ready to go. 69 riders. This is the largest race field today on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. We have Joshua Power for BMC Racing Up. We have Dominguez for Sid Bikes. Cycle District 3, it is Andrada. Bombaccini for Dataro Esports. Rushma and Bakken for Level Golden. For Sandstorm, we have Pollier, Johnson, Gates and Batty. For What's Up, Wouter Clays is here, along with Martin Conda. And then for Wheeze 3, it's De Almeida and Yannicki. They're joined down on the start line by a host of fabulous racers. Well, away you go, category 3, out onto the 55 kilometre course here in Belgium. Last week in category 3, 2.7 seconds separated the top 12 riders in Wollongong. It was fast and it was furious. Karlstrom took the win in the end, from Gates, from Coimbra, from Fournier, and Elos. That was the top 5. It really, really was a strong race. And as I said, 2.7 seconds separated the top 12 riders. Are we going to see as close a race today here in Belgium? The answer could well be yes. Never discount a sprint finish in Belgium, but we have never raced this course before in Belgium. 55 kilometres, 436 metres of climbing. The climbs are short and sharp, however, and some of these race fields are so well matched, it is highly likely that the final run to the finish, which is, well, after the last main climb of the day, which is the Valkenburg climb, and Franklin Gomez de Almeida will be part and parcel of the Category 3 pack that has the 5.8 kilometre run to the finish. It is a fairly flat top to that section, and then a little kicker before a long descent and a flat run to the finish. It could be really interesting to see what type of momentum the riders can carry from that descent into the finish. Well, at the moment, Schledek is in the mix here, so is Tidholm. Mayer is here, Quiros, all in the mix. David Baddiel, one of the younger riders on the Sunday Race Club, is in this pack as well. Ivo Sur, Nick Squillari, Juan Lupera. There we go. And look at that. David Baddiel, the rider we drop in with at the moment. And great to see him on the screen. Hello. Welcome to the new course in Belgium. Hopefully, Baddiel is looking forward to it and could well suit him. Short, sharp climbs, younger riders, they have a lot of power and could be really interesting to see what he does. Well, Bombacini is here as well, Stevenson, Diedutch, Iglesi, Rushmer, Kochkev. The pack stretched a little bit here at the moment, and the front of the group really wanting to keep this pace high. They're rolling just shy of 45 kilometres an hour at the moment, and the rest of the riders needing to sit in that draft and, well, keep the energy dry. Well, you still need quite a lot of concentration to stay in the pack and to make sure you're in the place you want to be when the pack is rolling like it is at the moment. And Baddiel near the front of the group with Tidholm, Lepera, Bloom, nearly right at the front of the pack, actually. Interesting move. And, well, the young rider now absolutely pushing on here. So the young rider, David Baddiel, pushing on early here and wanting to keep this pace really high. Well, we did say it's the largest race field, 69 riders on the start sheets today. And with it being so close last week, being able to throw a blanket over the top 12 riders, going out early and going out hard may well be a good strategy in terms of breaking the group. And you can see now one or two riders in difficulty on the back of the group. That's very clear on the top right-hand corner of your screen. At 48 kilometres an hour, as Hassan Sultan takes up the pace. So the pace continues to get pushed on here in Category 3 of the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Category 5 are a little bit further up the road at the 9.3 kilometre mark. This is a small climb that climbs out of this flat plateau. This is not one of the categorised climbs on this route in Belgium at the moment. Arthur Sciorra on your screens. Part of this Category 5 pack, just trying to close down and get onto the back of this group here because the group, well, it really is stretching, and as I said, they are not on the main climbing sections. This is just a small climb before they drop and descend towards the first significant climb of the day, the Kuterberg. So Simon Llewellyn up near the front and paying close attention to this large group, wanting to stay in the draft for as long as possible. But we're now really seeing two very clear groups having formed on the road in this Category 5 race. Warren, Castro, Friedeck, Llewellyn, all having made the front group. Mortek is there as well. The 6.7 kilometre mark of this Category 4 race continues to be a light. They're 1 kilometre out from the first sprint checkpoint of the day, the Halligate sprint. But the pace is still moving. You can see riders off the back of the group now, and you can see those red riders further back. But Reinheimer, Vargas, Hertz, Giuliano, Dominique Bergin, Robinson, James Mountier is in the mix as well. And, well, they're all coming towards the front of this group. They've got 600 metres till that first checkpoint. And I think the competition is on for the first across the line in the sprint here in category 4. This pace has been so high. It really has since the start here. We're up to nearly 50 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour as the pace pushes on the front. And Hagland is up there. Grabiek is up there as well as the riders now. 3 riders off the front of the group at the moment. Gonsalin is trying to cover the moves, but not making it as Mountier is up and out of the saddle, but he's in the pack at the moment. Who is it who's on the front of the pack? Which 3 have gone long? Well, it may well be Igor Bristolin and Nicholas Hagland, the 2 riders right at the front. Giovanni Casa now starting to come up round the side, but the banner, well, they're pushing for the first sprint banner of the day, and Bristolin, Hagland, all starting to move. And there it is. You can see it in the distance as they start to come through here. So Hagland and Bristolin, Clendenin now coming with Van der Zandt as well behind. But Igor Bristolin, can he last? Can he make it to the checkpoint at the moment? Hagland, Clendenin, Rodriguez is coming as well. Van der Zandt is not far off. But Bristolin and Hagland, Nicholas Hagland on our screen at the moment, continuing this battle with Igor Bristolin. The banner is coming. I can absolutely guarantee it. But Hagland, can he hang on? Yes, he can. Nicholas Hagland hangs on and takes the sprint points underneath that first checkpoint. As he does so, Henry Yeast, James Mountier, let's take a look. Top 5 in category 4. Nicholas Hagland picks up 5 points. Igor Bristolin picks up 4. Henry Yeast picks up 3. James Mountier picks up 2. And Jose Rodriguez picks up 1. In category 5, it was Joel Warren who picked up the 5 points from Joachim Skretting, from Christoph Laszno. Then in category 6, it was Julio Orrego from Stefan Teigert. So the category 4 pack continuing to move and moving on strongly. Well, the riders pushing Francisco Bello on our screen at the moment, and you can see him. Jersey unzipped, fan blowing. It's warm, and it's been a really fast pace in this category 4 race so far. They're on the small climb now. That is the rise off of this plateau. They climb up and then they descend into the flatlands before we get to the Kortenberg climb, which is the first categorized climb of the day. And the key thing in this category 4 race has been pace. They have wanted the pace to stay high so far the whole way. It's a huge race field, 54 riders. I say it's a huge race field, it's nearly our smallest. That is category 1, but category 4, 54 riders. And the thing with these race fields now with categorization is they are so well matched. It just creates such exciting racing. Category 3, well, that is another one of those race fields that is exciting racing. 2.7 seconds separate the top 7 races. Top 12 races last week. I need to stop looking at the numbers that I've written down and actually read what I've got. But at the moment, category 2, there's no more reading of the maps for them. They are down in the start pen waiting to go. 62 riders on the start sheets in category 2 this week. The BL13 Watt Bombs, even Bennett representing them. Coimbra representing Cycle District 2. Bjorklund and Guerra are here for Gloria Victus. Level Elite, Cahill and Becker. The Smarties, Bankston, Ritter and Walter. The Hitmen, Fawcett, Coinston and Nair. The UAE Clan Team, X100, Popovic and SS. And then the UAE Falcons, Altanaji and Hamden. We're in with Sebastian Havo as they head out of the start pen, out into Belgium. 55 kilometres of racing, 436 metres of climbing await. And the pack very, very quickly up to pace as they swing out on to the course. Last week, we said the Category 3 race was close. 2.7 seconds covered the top 12 in Category 3. In Category 2, You're holding on to your hats. 1.9 seconds separated the top 23 riders. Yes, 23 riders separated by 1.9 seconds. It was a massive sprint finish in the Category 2 race. Maciej Skierski took the win from Ospina, Ibrahim, Bjorklund and Van He. Those were the top 5 riders. Out of those 23 that went over that line sub 2 seconds. Ivan Yuki down at the Abu Dhabi Cycling Club. You can see him there at the big glass windows concentrating on the screen. It's going to be interesting. No big long climbs for Ivan Yuki this week, but he might like the short punchy ones. I'm not sure. I wouldn't normally associate Ivan Yuki with short punchy climbs. I associate him with long steady state climbs where he really does excel. But part and parcel of the Category 2 race, and a real heart rider and racer here. So Ivan Yuki races with his heart out on his sleeve is a phrase we would use in the UK, and he does indeed, but so do a number of other riders, and it's fabulous to watch the Category 2 race field race week in, week out. Esbehay Ibrahim on our screen at the moment. Good to see him. Part and parcel of the pack, watching the front of the group and making sure the pace is high. We've got a couple of riders down the road, I spy, and you can see here Ibrahim, part and parcel of the group. They're not too bothered, or at least they don't seem to be, of the 3 riders clear at the moment. Now, Mendakowicz, Lachance, Havo, Arago, Simmons in the mix. That is Becker. It looks like it is Becker who is part and parcel of that trio down the road. Bruce Bird is in the group. Carlos Ospina is in the group. Andrew Downey is in the group. Yeah, it's Olivier Bigley Simmons. Yeah, and we do like to give him that nickname. Nicholas Becker as well. Sebastian Harrow, there indeed is Olivier Simmons, up and out of the saddle, tapping away, dancing on those pedals, leading the charge, leading the breakaway group and calling for a little bit of work here. So Simmons, Havo and Becker, the 3 riders are now 13 seconds clear of the chase group behind. Now, if they do respond to his call for work, Havo, Becker, Simmons is asking you to take a turn. Come on, let's get this party started and see what type of a gap you can put over the rest of the group. Well, currently the gap is at 15 seconds. Lachance, Jean-Michel Lachance, great to see the Canadian rider back on the Sunday Race Club and right in the mix here in Category 2. So Lachance, Suran, Brignall, Kiddle, Van He, Matheson, all happy and content to be part and parcel of this chase group. They've got 3 riders down the road at the moment, and well, they are a dangerous trio. PFL in the group here. You can see him at the moment. Headphones on. Now, whether that's teammates in his ears or music blaring, who knows? But Pierre fell tightly in the group and very happy with his position. Currently sat around zone 2, working steadily. Category 1, our final race field to leave the pen today here on the Sunday Race Club in this men's race. They will be heading out into Belgium shortly. So 39 riders on the start sheets in Category 1. Out for Jaw today, Vujasin, Kaminski and Jones. Boss moves only, Osborne, Knudsen, Vink. The Farmwort squad, Andreasen, Pucker, Noren and Harris. And HC, NSV, MyWhoosh. Now, it was Osborne last week who took the win in the sprint from Michael Knudsen. Wu took 3rd place, Jones took 4th, and Andreasen took 5th place. That was in Wollongong in Australia. Maciej Skierski has come up from Category 2 to stretch his legs in Category 1. We're in with Remy Confession as the final seconds tick down. So the lights go green and away go at the Category 1 race field here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. This is qualifier race number 2 in September, and the pack have rolled out of the start pen and onto the streets of Belgium. So Confession is there, so is Betty and Khan. Pedersen is in the mix, so is Kaminsky and Power. Jeffrey Malure is there. Now, Khan Ken on your screen at the moment. One of the really strong riders here coming up from Category 2 into Category 1. This is the type of course that suits Khan Ken. It's short, sharp, punchy climbs. With the sections of recovery in between, and Khan Kane, one of the riders who always races strongly in Belgium. Bert Kane also here as well. Jasper Paradines, Nikolai Damsgaard, Hayden Pucker putting on a great performance last week on that first climb in Wollongong. Absolutely brilliant to see the USA national champion really doing the business last week. And Pedersen Kaminsky at the moment, two riders who are putting in the push here on the front. Bjorn Andreasen. I don't know why I waited to see who it was, because who's it going to be at the front of the Sunday race card launching the first attack? Bjorn Andreasen, of course. So Andreasen, Pedersen and Kaminsky, the three riders clear at the moment at the front of the Category 1 race field. One rider having a steadier state start behind, Christoph Kroll closing down the gap. So in with Mikhail Kaminsky at the moment, resplendent in the Alpha Jaw kit. I do like that jersey, it is really good. But Kaminsky, you can see him, he's got the Polish kit in the background as well. Wu, Lewis, Pedersen, Noren, all around Mikhail Kaminsky on the road at the moment as they take the corner, and the group continues to stretch. Jason Osborne in the mix too, in those World Championship stripes. Kaminsky, well, you can see the air conditioning unit in the background, and you're keeping the area where he races cool, calm and collected. So Mikhail Kaminsky is, I am sure, targeting those World Championship finals in November this year. He's got to get through that semi-final first on the 3rd of October. I tell you, that is coming in fairly quickly. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. 150 men and 150 women taking to the start lines for those semi-finals. A mixture from the open qualification races and the National Federation's quotas coming together onto that start line to select the top 20 men and the top 20 women. Will Giselle Betty be one of those finalists for that November race? Well, only time will tell. He's got Sunday Race Club here in Belgium to keep him entertained first and to test those legs out amongst these riders. Now, these short, sharp, punchy climbs in Belgium, really good training for those semi-finals in October. There'll be some short, sharp, punchy climbs. There'll be some short, sharp sprints as well. But at the moment, Andreasen still continuing to push on the front of this Category 1 race with Pedersen. So Niall Pedersen, Bjorn Andreasen, two riders at the front of the pack here. Nikolai Damsgaard and Mikhail Kaminsky, making sure that the gap doesn't get too far. Joel Lewis, Thomas Thrall, the Canadian champion. A lot of national champions out on course today. Great to see. Michael Knudsen, Yunfei Wu, Christoph Kroll, Jeffrey Malure in here as well. Now, that's a rider with a really strong sprint, and again, another rider for whom this course will suit because of the nature and length of these climbs. So the longest climb today out on course, well, the Quermont at 2.2 kilometres. Everything else around 1 kilometre to 1.5 kilometres. So it just gives you an indication of the types of lengths of the courses today. Think average gradients of around 4.5%. Some of the sections on the course are steep. The first kicker on the Quermont does go to around 17% on that corner. Well, it is fractions of a second, but we will see who prevails here in Belgium today. Michael Vink in the mix, and Michael Vink and Jason Osborne have been going head-to-head recently on the Sunday Race Club. It's been great to watch. Vink dominant for a long time, and then Osborne took him in the sprint last week in Wollongong to take away that run of wins from Michael Vink. Michael Vink taking the sprint competition last week, though. Skierski took the climb competition overall. I think in that MyWhoosh Championships really picked up that if you went for the sprint checkpoints, there were a number of stages where the sprints came after the climbs and you had to be at the front of the race after the climb to pick up the sprint checkpoints. He twigged that early and in doing so really put himself into a really strong position to take away that green skin suit as well in that MyWhoosh Championships. He's continuing that trend on the Sunday Race Club. Well, today is one of those days where the climbers, well, you're going to have some climbing legs to pick up those sprint checkpoints, because the second of the two sprint checkpoints coming at the 31.7 kilometre marker after 3 of the climbs. So last time we were in with the Category 2 race, Olivier Simmons was asking for some help from Becca and Havo in terms of breaking. They were 17 seconds clear. They're now 31 seconds clear as Becca battles with Simmons for the sprint checkpoint. The green banner up ahead is the first across the line for the sprint points, and it looks like Nicholas Becker is going to take that this time. Simmons is going to have to go into second, and Sebastian Havo will bring up the back of the group. Now, the big question for me is what's going to happen now? Was this breakaway for the first sprint checkpoint, or was this breakaway to win the race? Because if those 3 riders can continue to work together, they've got over 40 seconds on this bunch behind, and the 3 of them capable of staying clear for the rest of the race. With more than 40 seconds, they are out of sight and out of mind. This pack seemingly content to ride steady. So Shuren, Mundell, Fuller, Van Hee, Bird, all in this group. Ricky Kiddle is in here as well. Pierre Fell is in here. Niederhauser is in here. Walter, SS. No pace, no pickup, steady state, rolling at 40 kilometres an hour. And, well, Havo, Simmons, gone. So Havo, Simmons and Becker, the 3 riders clear at the front of the Category 2 race. At the Category 5 race, Cosimo Mangino is the rider we're in with at the moment. He's it's all right, I've just remembered the duck. It's absolutely fabulous. I do love the fact we've got a little mascot here supporting the racing and keeping everybody happy who smiles into the pain cave of Mangino. He's on the top here at the 19.8 kilometre marker. This is the top of the first climb. The Kuterberg climb, and the Category 5 race field up and over that. And in fact, Langevin going through 28 minutes 37 seconds at that point. Mangino a little bit further behind at the front of that race field, but he's got Tortoretto just 7 seconds back. Riley Milostic at a minute behind. He's got Sciorra 19 seconds ahead. So he's got a rider to stay clear of. He's got a rider to chase, and he's going to want to get back in with Artur Sciorra to form a 2-rider group to continue to move and try and get back on the back of this group, which is the group on the left-hand side of your screen. They're at the 23-kilometre marker, and they are really pushing on at the moment. They're on the flat transition section into 2 uncategorized climbs. They are the Eichenberg Hill Duo. And, well, it will be interesting to see how this Category 5 pack responds. It's a big, big group. And at this point in the race, when we went over the Kuterberg climb, Jesse Lavine was... well, 10 seconds clear of the rest of the group, but I don't think we've got a rider out front anymore. I think we are all back in the mix. Luke Kendall on the screen at the moment. He's part and parcel of this leading group in Category 5. There you go, thumbs up. But Bertrand, Loxley, Braun, Natari, Theme, Core, all in this group. It's a big pack of Category 5 riders coming into the duo of climbs that is the Eichenberg section of the Belgium race. A little bit further up the road on the right-hand side of your screen is the Category 6 leader, and that is indeed a big push going on there, and a solo rider at the moment in Category 6. Off the front of the pack, and it's a big pack chasing behind. Category 1, well... Bjorn Andreasen, ever dynamic on the front of the Category 1 pack when the racing starts. And part and parcel of that Farmwatt squad, they do like to attack, they do like to push, whether it's Pucker or Andreasen off the front. This week, Bjorn Andreasen doing the business and just staying off the front of the group. Noel Pedersen back into the mix. Pucker paying attention at the front of the group. So is Kaminski and Kroll. Skierski is there. Both Powell and Masiak. Stefan van Elst in the mix. Bert Kayen is there. Ollie Jones is there too, as well as Adrian Alvarado, all in the mix here. A big group of Category 1 racers, 39 in total. Well, that's the green sprint arch. That's the first sprint checkpoint. And at the moment, Andreasen was on the front of this group as we drop in with three riders, Jones, Kaminski and Vujasin. You can see the pack and the stretch, but Mikhail Kaminski is the rider pushing on and pushing on strongly there. Jasper Paradian's on his wheel. It's Kaminski who gets it. Does indeed. Mikhail Kaminski takes the sprint checkpoint ahead of Jasper Paradians. Now Pedersen in third, Christoph Kroll in fourth, and Thomas Thrall in fifth. So Mikhail Kaminski goes through that checkpoint in 10 minutes 58 seconds. Nicholas Becker leads through Category 2. Nicholas Fournier leads through Category 3. Nicholas Hagland leads through Category 4. Joel Warren leads through Category 5. And Julio Arrego led through Category 6. Well, the Halle Gate sprint checkpoint is now complete for all of our 6 racefields today here in Belgium. Mikhail Kaminski, the final rider to put on the green skin suit. He's picked up those 5 maximum points and, well, likely to be with the group actually at the second sprint checkpoint at the 31.7 kilometre marker. So he may well contend for that sprint competition today. Category 2 are a little bit further ahead up the road. Matthias Kalman in the mix. Jakob Bjorklund, Ivan Nuki, Jamie Cahill, all there as we drop in with Jakob Bjorklund actually into the window of him on the bike. The trophies in the background, the fans are blowing as well. Bjorklund, one of the riders from Sweden, riding really strongly, will be taking to the line of that Championship semi-finals in October. He's got Guerra, Mundell, El Alami, SS, Fuller, Shuren for company here in the pack. The pack rolling at around 40 kilometres an hour. They're going to drop off of the plateau very shortly and onto the flat run into the Kuterberg climb, the first climb checkpoint of the day today. Simon Walter, you can see him there on the screen, the rider from Germany, and fans blowing there too. It's warm. It's always warm when you race, particularly when you race indoors. But Walter on your screen again, part and parcel of this Category 2 pack. Should go well today, I predict, Simon Walter. Hopefully he's not going to tell me otherwise. But a type of course that does suit him very well and never one to discount in a sprint finish at all. Well, the Kuterberg climb is coming up for the Category 2 race very shortly. Mark Santo on the bike at the moment, and he's right at the front of this race field, paying really close attention to positioning here. Now, the Kuterberg climb, the Category 3 has indeed gone over that climb section. Hondre Newts going through, picking up 5 points in Category 3. In Category 4, it was. I a pause there because it's a long way back down my results sheet to Category 4. Category 4 is Robin Clendenin who took the points over the top of the climb. Great pushing on and riding from him. And Robin Clendenin, for those of you who aren't aware, is a cycle courier in Toronto, Canada. Fabulous to have the cycle courier community represented on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club and doing well and leading Category 4 over the top of the first climb. Category 5, it was Jesse Lagveen who went over at the top of the pack and leading over Category 6 over the first climb of the day. It was, she says, just getting to the part of the screen that tells me, it was Alexander Lushno. So Lusco going over in 1 in Category 6. Category 2 and Category 1 not at that point yet. But, well, in Category 2, we had a breakaway early on. We had Simmons, Becker, and Havo go clear. They got around 11 or 12 seconds. Then when we got to the sprint checkpoint, they had 35, 36 seconds. They are still clear at the moment at the head of the Category 2 race field. Brilliant riding and brilliant work by them. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens because all three of those riders are strong. But are they strong enough to get to the end of the race without the drafting and recovery that a big pack gives you? Well, Michael Vink and Jason Osborne now taking up the mantle in the Category 1 race. Michael Vink putting in a huge attack. Jason Osborne trying to close him down. They're coming up to 12 kilometres into the race. They're not onto the first climb yet at all. And they're not even on the run-in. You can't even see it on the graphic on the top right-hand corner of your screen yet. They're on the flat transition before the final descent onto the flat run-in that leads them onto it. Hayden Pucker now leading the charge behind Michael Knudsen, trying to come up onto the wheel and shut it down. Knudsen is the teammate of Vink and Osborne. He's going to want this gap to go. The others aren't. So Knudsen now, well, he's no longer in the running here because Noren, Kaminsky, Wu have all gone over the top. He might not want to shut the pack down, but the pack. Okay, let's start again, shall we? He might want to close the group down and shut it down, but the rest of the pack want to close it down. That's what they want to do, and Johan Noren, part and parcel of that. The Swedish rider who is strong in the climbing, really part and parcel of the group trying to close this down. Stefan van Elst is there as well. Cal Power trying to do the work as well. And the two riders there trying to catch Vink and Osborne. They've just gone around the corner ahead. They are not that far away. Thrall also doing some work here. But the pace really is on in this Category 1 race. And the pace is on because Michael Vink attacked. He didn't want to wait until they got to the first section of climbs. He went early. Surprised move. Well, surprise moves are the moves that stick. Surprise moves are the moves that, well, create dynamic racing, and that's exactly what's being created today, all because of that attack by Michael Vink. Well, Jason Osborne closed the gap down. He's now gone over the top of Vink and he's now continuing to push and continuing to ride. Michael Knudsen now trying to close the gap down as well. Well, do you know what? If you can't shut it down, you got to go with them as well because you don't want to be left on the wrong side of the gap. Thrall, the Yasin, Van Elst, Skierski, Noren and Pedersen, all moving and moving strongly. It's one long line of Category 1 riders at the moment. And this young rider, Paul Skierski, well, he's in the mix. He's in the right place. He's in the draft. He might be in the draft, but the power is still nearly at 500 watts. It's a concerted effort here as they hit the descent. Oh, it is a massive push here early in this Category 1 race. So the push is on, and the Category 1 pack now coming back together again. Skierski sits down, drops the power, starts to recover, trying to drop that heart rate down. And fabulous to see and watch these riders race. Well, at the 28.7 kilometre marker, this is the front of the Category 5 race. They are up and over the first climb of the day, the Kuterberg climb. They are not through the second sprint of the day yet. That comes at the 31.7 kilometre marker. They are coming towards the top of the first of the non-categorised climbs. And Andrew Neville Ross, you can see him up out of the saddle and just pushing on those pedals, wanting to pay close attention to the top. Now, the difference with the non-categorised climbs, the ones that aren't part and parcel of the polka dot skin suit competition. I'm going to slow down. And you really don't see the riders pushing out from the front of the pack at the top of the climb to battle for those points that are available in that competition, which means a steadier climb for all of the riders. It doesn't mean it's an easier climb, it just means it's steadier. So Tamo Friedek, part and parcel of this group. So is Alan Still. Fabian Tapia is still in the mix. And there he is, Tamo Friedek, just taking on board some hydration. Keeping the legs turning though, wanting to keep the pace in the pack as they hit the base of that descent very, very quickly. They're coming up for the 30-kilometre marker, which gives them 25k to go. So whilst the Category 5 pack have been descending, the Category 6 leading group have been going through the second sprint checkpoint, the Schmiedenport sprint, and the leading group in that Category 6 race is looking like it's 17 riders strong. We'll come back to who took that through. But at the moment, this is Olivier Simmons and Nicholas Becker leading it out in the Category 2 race. These two riders, what a job they have done today. They are a minute clear of the chasing group behind Becker and Simmons, riding really strongly here. Olivier Simmons, Belgium always suits him. Nicholas Becker, again, another type of rider where the Belgium course is strong in terms of performances. And these two riders at the moment clear of the rest of the Category 2 field. There is the rest of the Category 2 field, and it just shows you how far behind they are. It's around 350 metres behind. And let's bear in mind, a lot of that is up. Well, all of that is up as the distance ticks over, and Becker and Simmons doing a great job here of holding this Category 2 group at distance. And at last checkpoint, it was a minute as Simmons and Becker get to the top of the climb. This group's still climbing. So Graves, Ramirez, Vanhee, Kalman, Downey, Bendetti, Godzari, all in this group. Everyone you would expect to be in the leading group in the Category 2 race is here. The issue is Simmons and Becker aren't. They are clear, they are out the other side, and very shortly they will be on the descent. Maciej Mendakowicz is here as well, another rider who always goes well in Belgium. Nathan Guerra. Guerra has been getting stronger and stronger, and he really has. Since he's moved up from Category 3 into Category 2, just been getting better and better. And I often think the harder the competition, the better he goes, and the stronger he is getting. Someone to really keep an eye on. Well, keeping an eye over the top of the climb, it is Olivier Simmons who has gone through the Keuterberg climb in one. So 27 minutes, 25 seconds of racing, and Simmons goes through. Nicholas Becker goes through in 2, but Simmons has broken Becker on the climb. Interesting move. Does he now sit up and let Becker come back to him? Because Simmons will pick up 5 points in that climbing competition. Going over the line in 1. Becker picks up 4 going over the line in 2. But really, to establish any type of gap and keep any type of gap, they do need to work together. While Simmons 30 seconds up the road as Miller goes over the line in 3. Hoyos is there as well. So is SS and Kiesnowski. Cahill, Yazbek, all towards the front of the group. Niederhauser is there too. Well, that Category 2 race field, a really steady start from them, and that really is why that Simmons and Becker have been able to go away. So Simmons and Becker, 27 minutes, 25 seconds Olivier Simmons went through at that checkpoint in. The third rider, Stuart Miller, went through 28:02. So 37 seconds behind. Hoyos, Santo, Kiesnowski, SS, Cahill, Fell, Nair, Nuki, Danny's, Ritter, all in that group. Really, really interesting. Well, coming towards the top of the climb now in Category 1. It is the group, because the group are back together again. Stefan van Elst is in here, right at the front of the pack. Jasper Paradians is there too, as well as Kel Power and Bjorn Andreasen. We've got 1 or 2 riders just distanced off the back of the group. But Vink and Osborne, the 2 riders who had gone clear, Vink had put in that attack back in the group as well, as we now see a push off the front, and it's Stefan van Els who's going for the points here. Stefan van Els has just put in a big kick at 13 watts per kilo. He's now settled back down at around 8 or 9. But Van Els is really motoring here. Osborne's seeing the challenge here and starting to move. So is Pau Skierski. Skierski's trying to close the gap down. Yunfei Wu is there as well. But it's Stefan van Elst who is driving here for the top of the climb. And this is a really interesting move. Big push coming on. Big drive. Continuing to move. Continuing to push. We're at the 19.4 kilometre marker. 19.5, and under the banner he goes. So Stefan van Elst goes through under the Keuterberg climb. 25 minutes, 28 seconds for Van Elst, leading the Category 1 pack through. So Stefan van Elst goes through in Category 1. Olivier Simmons leads through Category 2. Hondre Notes leads through Category 3. Robin Clennon leads through Category 4. Jesse Lagvin leads through Category 5. And Alexander Luchko leads through Category 6. So Michael Knudsen now picking up the mantle in the Category 1 ride. Jason Osborne picking up the mantle. That was a 10 watts per kilo push from Jason Osborne onto the descent. So big drive from Osborne, big attack on the descent from the Keuterberg climb. Well, a little bit further up the road, Lewis Ridley is out front in the Category 3 race. He's at 28.8 kilometres. This is one big push here. This is not a categorised climb, but this is Lewis Ridley using his climbing ability to go clear of the Category 3 race. Henrik Oya is 13 seconds back, leading the charge with Ivo Sur and Juan Gallo. Che Holweiler is in there as well as John Brune. So the Category 3 pack is still big. Carol Schledeck is still in here. Nicole Kansara is in here. They're all right at the front, but Lewis Ridley, 18 seconds now clear. So Category 3 continuing to transition now towards the 30 kilometre marker here in Belgium. 25k just over of racing to go as they come over the top of the climb here. They're going to drop and descend on the other side and very quickly transition into the next climb. The Schmiedenport Sprint is the next section coming up, but they've got one more climb to go before they get there. The question is Walter Clays, Nicole Kansara, Nick Squillari, Luis Andrada. Are they going to bring back the solo breakaway off the front, or are they going to leave that solo rider out there? What will happen on the next climb? Well, Nick Squillari looking focused, taking on board hydration into the middle of the pack as the pack continuing to roll on this course. Nicolas Fournier pushing on now here in the green skin suit. He knows Lewis Ridley is up the road. Ridley is so strong, they just can't leave him out there, and Fournier knows that. So Fournier now driving to try and bring back Ridley into the fold. Squillari, Nose, Stevenson, Stenman, all in the mix. Well, they will indeed be coming up now to that next checkpoint shortly. Nicolas Fournier, you can see him on the bike at the moment, driving forward here. Lewis Ridley, Fournier in the green since he picked up the points in that first checkpoint. He's going to want the points in the second checkpoint, but Ridley is going to take them from him, I think. I don't think he's going to close him down before he gets to that checkpoint. But do you know what? You never know. Never discount Nicolas Fournier in picking up the points and keeping that green skin suit. He will keep the skin suit, I think, because I'm just going to do a quick check as to Nicolas Fournier. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, just checking to see whether Lewis Ridley had any points in the previous sprint checkpoint competition. He doesn't. So Nicolas Fournier, 2 points, well, second across the line, and 4 points is going to be more than enough to hold on to that skin suit. He doesn't need to catch Lewis Ridley. So Ridley already through. There he goes. Fournier 8 seconds back, but he will be second across that checkpoint and hold on to the green skin suit, and he did win that sprint competition. Congratulations to Nicolas Fournier. So Fournier holds on to the sprint competition. Oleg Kochkov just stretching his legs now, and I think this is more of a concerted effort to get onto Fournier's wheel than to pick up any points in that competition. He doesn't want the gap to Fournier to go too far. Well, yet more moves in Category 1. We now have Michael Knudsen, Michael Vink, Jason Osborne, Yunfei Wu, 4 riders clear at the moment. Hayden Pucker, though, is leading the charge behind with Lionel Vuyasin and Leonard Tugels. Niall Pedersen is there as well. But at the moment, all 3 riders from the Boss Moves Only squad is in the leading group. Yunfei Wu also joining them. Now, Wu often joins Osborne and Vink when they go down the road on the climbs. He's got phenomenal climbing ability, but Knudsen has joined them today here in Belgium. It's just a 7-second gap, and at the moment, Paul Skierski, the young rider from Poland, on the front of the group chasing hard. Well, Simmons and Becker have been out front of this Category 2 race for a very long time. And in that time, they have picked up points in the polka dot skin suit competition and in the sprint competition. But right now, it's X100 who is doing the chasing. So X100 at the front of the chasing group behind Kisnowski, SS, Kalman, Shuren, Ibrahim, Jazbek, all in the mix. But Becker and Simmons still out front by nearly 30 seconds. I really, when you really want to wish and will someone to win a race, it's probably not going to happen. And the group here are going to become a light in the latter stages of this race. But if Olivier Simmons and Nicholas Becker could stay clear of this group, it's going to be really interesting. Marcin Wozniak is one of the riders who will want to bring them back in and contest for that win. This pack is a really big group and it is riding fast and strong. It's at 50 kilometres an hour and they're not even on the main descent at the moment. The draft in this group is really strong at the moment, and Wozniak sat right in the middle here, bringing his heart rate down. Nice, steady, easy pace at the moment. So this is the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Cup. This is September qualifier race number 2 for the month. And we're in with the Category 2 race at the moment. We're in with the chasing group here. We've got Becker and Simmons off the front of the group. The 27-kilometre marker, Van Urk, part and parcel of the chasing group. It's around 25 seconds at the moment as they continue to push here into the second of the 2 consecutive climbs. Interesting early move from Becker and Simmons. Havo was part and parcel of that group. He's now back into this fold here. No longer a 3-rider breakaway, a 2-rider breakaway now. Mundell is here, Ospina, Downs, Guerra, X100, Niederhauser. Ritter is in here as well. Trzynski is in here. Kalman is in here too. El Alami is in the mix. Yes, anybody who is everybody, other than Simmons and Becker, are in that leading group, or in the chase group, should I say, in category 2. The leading group of Becker and Simmons, they are still down the road. Category 1, however, not far behind at the 26.7 kilometre marker. The move is on. We saw Knudsen go with Vink and Osborne alongside we had 4 riders clear last time we were in with them. We had a chase on behind. Hayden Pucker was leading that charge and leading that chase. It looks to me as though the group has come back together again. Paul Skierski was being quite instrumental in that as well. At the moment in category 3 and category 4, we're a little bit further up the road than category 1. We're at the category 4 leader at the moment at the 36.9 kilometre marker, just coming up to 37 kilometres on the Quermont climb. Category 3, Lewis Ridley is still out front. Now, that's an interesting move. We did see Lewis Ridley attack, and we saw some of the riders trying to bring him back into the fold. It doesn't look like they've achieved that, because at the moment, Ridley, I can't see anybody else in that shot. And in fact, the chase group behind looked to be very stretched along the road. So with just under 20 kilometres to go in that category 3 race, Ridley out front still. We've got a lone rider in the category 4 race as well. Rustam Mackie, that looks like, at the 37.2 kilometre marker. He's on the Quermont climb and climbing strongly. And looking back down the road, Robin Clendenin is the rider leading the charge behind. But it looks as though he may well have a time gap as well. Category 5, Fabian Tapia in the polka dot skin suit, part and parcel of this leading group. They're coming up to 40 kilometres of racing done and complete. Connell is there with them. So is Neville Ross. So that is a big group in the category 5 race. In the category 6 race at the 41.3 kilometre marker, Alexandra Lukshko is clear by a significant margin. At the 41.4 kilometre marker, he's on the top plateau. He's gone up the Quermont climb. And in fact, I'm just taking a little look at that checkpoint. Lushko did indeed go up that climb. He was 14 seconds clear of the chase behind at that point in time. But Esbehay Ibrahim on our screen at the moment, part and parcel of the category 2 race. They're at the 29 kilometre marker and they are pushing on. Olivier Simmons, Nicholas Becker now have been brought back into the fold on the climb. It was a fabulous effort from Becker and from Simmons, but Ibrahim, Guerra, Bjarhead, Bjorkland have brought the group back. You can see how hard he's had to work to do that, and that category 2 pack to bring that chase back in and bring those 2 riders back on board the pack. And what an effort, what a move. But they have achieved their goal. The category 2 leaders are now one big group again. So one large group at the front of the category 2 race. You can see, well, the tail of riders dropping off the back, but Niederhauser, Ospina, Schuren, Downs, Bird, Hoyas, Kalman, all rewarded for their patience in terms of that long-range attack from Becker and Simmons. They're up and over the top of the duo of climbs. They are about to come through the second sprint section of the day. The Smedenport Sprint. Well, it won't be long till they come around the corner and they see that section. And, well, in terms of category 2. The rider in the green swimsuit at the moment is Nicholas Becker. He and Olivier Simmons were clear with Sebastian Havo at the first point, and it's Becker who has recharged and gone again. Becker does indeed want that. He wants the skin suit, but Olivier Simmons is going to challenge him for it. So Simmons in the polka dot skin suit is going to challenge Becker in the green skin suit. They've been out all race so far, out in the lead and ahead of the pack. And the second the next checkpoint comes up, boom, they go again. Simmons, Becker, Simmons. Where's the checkpoint? Round the corner. There it is. You can see it now. But they're not there yet. Nicholas Becker versus Olivier Simmons. Becker, it looks like he's going to go through. And where is that? That is in the distance. So Simmons, Becker, Bird, Miller, Nair now coming behind. Kisnowski is there as well. But the checkpoint is still some way off. So 31.7. They're still 400 metres out at the moment. It's still a long run, and Becker went so long. He's pretty much sat up now. Oh, no, now gone again, but Bird is coming behind. Nobody's coming to actually contend this. Nicholas Becker is going to go through and underneath the banner in 1. Bruce Bird is going to come through in 2. Olivier Simmons in 3. Highly likely. Yes, it is. There we go. And then there is the pack behind. Just the push from Becker. He went so early. 31.6, 31.7 is where the checkpoint was. And he went really early there. So the category 2 pack will bring in the riders who just pushed for that checkpoint. We're in with Masit Mendakowicz at the moment, and you can see him just up and down the saddle, sitting back down now. We always think he has the best plants seen in any of the pain caves, keeping the greenery, keeping the oxygenating of the air, really key. But Bruce Bird now, the rider pushing on in this category 2 race. X100, Wozniak, Mendakowicz and Miller picking up the mantle here and keeping the action alight on the front of this category 2 race. Becker and Simmons were out for so long. Now they're back in the fold. It's somebody else's turn. Well, the Smenport Sprint, the Category 1 race, are now also through that checkpoint. I'll tell you something, Pauskirski leading them through, Michael Knudsen in 2, Ollie Jones in 3, Yunfei Wu in 4, Hayden Pucker in 5, and Jason Osborne in 6. 6 riders leading the race. They are 14 seconds clear of Vujasin, Tugels, Andreasen, Kaminski, Vink, and Thrall. So the category 1 race now split into 2 groups, and Michael Vink finds himself on the wrong side of the split. I want to put out big warning flashing signs. Woo, 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 woo. Michael Vink is on the wrong side of the split. But I can imagine he is going to really want to change that around, but one rider really wanting to make sure that stays that way is Ollie Jones. Ollie Jones picking up the mantle here with Jason Osborne and pushing on, driving on here on the course in Belgium. This is the leading group in the Category 1 race. Osborne, Jones, Knudsen, Wu, Skierski and Pucker. The riders pushing on here. They're 14 seconds clear of the chase group behind. 6 riders in Group 1. 6 riders in Group 2. Jones part and parcel of the front group here and really wanting to keep the pace high. Jason Osborne content to sit in the wheels, so is Pucker. Pauskirski is in there as well. They're on the right-hand side of your screen at the 33-kilometre marker. They're around 350 metres ahead now of the chase group behind, which is on the left-hand side, of your screen. They've got one Category 2 rider in the mix with them. But what they also have is the green skin suit of Mikhail Kaminski, not to get confused. Vujasin is there, Tugels is there. Interesting move because, again, on the right-hand side, well, now on the main screen, Jason Osborne kicks again at the 33.4-kilometre marker. This is the flatland runs at the moment into the Quermont Climb. The Quermont Climb, the longest climb on the road here. Today at 2.2 kilometres, we know it's got a really nasty kicker on the first part of the climb. But Jason Osborne, Yunfei Wu, Hayden Pucker chasing it down now. Hayden Pucker being really instrumental in the last couple of races here. We've had on the Sunday Race Club in September. Pau Skierski also doing a phenomenal job. Bruce Bird on the right-hand side of your screen is now has broken away from the Category 2 pack. Now, the Category 2 race has been a light the whole way. We've had riders off the front. We've had riders clear. We had 3 riders, Havo, Becker and Simmons clear. Havo got brought back into the fold. Becker and Simmons stayed clear. Eventually, Becker and Simmons go back into the fold. And now Bruce Bird is clear. So the Category 2 race, is definitely moving on. So Category 2 coming up to the 35-kilometre marker. They're going to have 20k of racing still to go. Wozniak, Van He, X100, Simmons, all at the front of that race. Well, at the front of the race itself, the Category 6 race is looking really interesting. So the Category 6 race, not yet at the Valkenburg. They are on the descent before it. The Valkenburg climb is the final climb of the day here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club on this course in Belgium. You can see they're on the descent at the moment. There's a small transition before they hit the final climb. And now Camilo Amaya, Alexander Lusko, and I think that is Michael Rademacher, the 3 riders at the front of that Category 6 race. They have a gap now of what is looking like around 650 metres separating them from the chase group behind. And it's 7 riders in that chase group, one of which is Junior Silva. Efren Mamba is in there. Tumas Korva is in there as well. They are 24 seconds clear of the chase group behind them. Brent Gibson is in this mix as well. Now, really interesting move here. So, 3 riders, Category 6, clear of 7 riders. So the top 10 in the Category 6 race now moving on to the final climb of the day here in Belgium, the Valkenburg climb. In the Category 6 race, well, it's been Luchko that is in the polka dot skin suit, picking up the points in that climbing competition. He's at the 4 of the race here with Rademacher and Aramea. The 3 of those climbing strongly on the Valkenburg. Not a lot to separate them at all. They're going to be the first riders in this race today to see the top of the Valkenburg climb, the first riders to get to that point. Then they'll have 5.8 kilometres to go before they see the checkered flag today. Well, the last 2 categories out of the race pen today, Category 1 and Category 2. Category 1 on the left-hand side of your screen. We've got a 6-rider breakaway at the moment. Skierski, Osborne, Wu, Knudsen, Jones, all in the mix here. They've now got Category 2 riders between them and the chase group of 6 behind. So interesting to see where they, whether they can hold the gap. It was 14 seconds at last checkpoint. That was the Smedenport sprint. They're now coming up to the Quermont climb, and this, Jason Osborne at the back, and highly likely, I think we're going to see an attack from Osborne here on the climb. But we're in with Pau Skierski and Ollie Jones. Jones is want to go with the attack of Osborne, but Osborne now moves to the Wu on his wheel. Jones goes into the Knudsen, Skierski, all in the mix there. But Jason Osborne now on the front. Ollie Jones, Yunfei Wu, Michael Knudsen, Pau Skierski, Hayden Pucker punching strongly. Hayden Pucker and Pau Skierski, the 2 under 23 riders in the group. The future of cycling esports looks phenomenal. Well, Osborne not showing his colours at the moment on the climb, content to sit in the group. Pucker comes to the front. Jones is there as well. They go past 3 Category 3 riders on this final climb on the sorry, it's not the final climb, is it? It's the Quermont climb, the penultimate climb. One more climb to go after this, and the question is, where will Osborne attack? Because surely Osborne is going to attack this group at some point. When they get to the top of the Quermont climb, they've got the small descent onto the plateau, and then a long run between a short climb and then the final descent. At the 37.5 kilometre marker, a little way further up the Quermont climb, Matthias Van He is locked in a battle with Stuart Miller and Nathan Guerra. These riders chasing Bruce Bird, who has gone off the front, who's got a 6-second gap ahead. Nathan Guerra, the rider from the USA, really working strongly. Matthias Van He, well, he's going to want the win in Belgium. Look at the pack behind, however. This Category 2 race field is huge. It's spread back down the Quermont at the moment. Zach Nair is there. Carlos Ospina is in the mix. Daniel Mundell is putting in a strong race as well today. A really powerful rider. So Van He, Santo, Kalman, Wozniak, Mundell, Nair, Ibrahim, Cahill, Thompson, Simmons now getting distanced from the group. Rick Van Erck is still in contention. So is Niederhauser and Shuren. Anders Bengston is there as well. Jamie Cahill, the rider from Great Britain, is the rider we've got highlighted at the moment. The transition section on the Quermont is where these riders are at the moment. It is about to kick upwards again. So as Category 2 come towards the top of the Quermont, Category 1 are not far behind, just around 350 metres, and it is a 6-rider group leading Category 1. Osborne, Jones, Pucker, Wu, Skierski and Knudsen. Michael Vink on the other side of the group. The gap back to the chasing riders last time we saw it was around 20 seconds. I'm sure we'll get a time check for you shortly, but at the moment we're dropping back in with the Category 2 race because the push is on the front here as they come to the polka dot banner of the Quermont climb. Miller wants the points, so does X100 and Mandekowitz as well as Van He, but at the moment it's Stuart Miller who picks them up and goes into the polka dot skin suit. So Stuart Miller picks up those points in that Category 2 race. X100 in 2, Mendakowitz in 3, Van He in 4, Hoyos in 5. Not far behind them at all. When I say not far behind them, I mean not far behind the 34-rider leading group in Category 2 is the 6-rider leading group in Category 1. And Pau Skierski, the rider we're in with at the moment, the young rider from Poland, you can see the effort, you can see the work going in here. He really does want to stay on the back of that group ahead. He does not want to let them go. Osborne, Knudsen, Wu, Jones, Skierski really needs to work now. He needs to work over the top of the climb to stay in the group. Now, Quermont climb. Michael Knudsen take over the lead of the Category 1 race field, 52 minutes and 2 seconds ahead of Stuart Miller, who led the Category 2 race field over 56.30. Lewis Ridley led over the Category 3 group. Miko Rusmaki led over Category 4. Mads Winther led over Category 5. And Alexandra Luchko led over Category 6. Well, one more climb to go, and the race is seriously on now. The Quermont climb done and dusted, and the battle is on in this Category 1 race to split the group. And Knudsen and Osborne, the two teammates, working together at the front of the pack here. They've caught Pierre Fell, one of the Category 2 riders, who's off the back of the 34-rider leading group in that Category 2 race. So Osborne has company, but his company is his teammate, Michael Knudsen. A little bit further back the gap to the chasing 4. Jones, Pucker, Wu, Skierski, Can they close the gap down and bring that group of 2 back to a group of 6? Well, this is what this chasing group of 2 are about to see, and it's the back end of the 34 rider leading group in the category 2 race. They're at the 40.6 kilometre marker. They're on the transition across the plateau at the top of the Quermont before they do the small climb and then the main descent into the Valkenberg climb, which is the final climb of the day. Well, I'm just having a bit of a look here to see what the gap is now at the top of the Quermont in that category 1 race. It was 14 seconds at the sprint checkpoint. At the top of the climbing checkpoint, it's out now to 40 seconds. So for Yasin Andreasen, Kaminski, Tugels, Thrall, those are the riders now in that chase group. So 5 riders in that chase group now at 40 seconds. Well, at the front of the race, we had 3 riders locked together in the Category 6 race. Coming in now towards the finish, 1 rider has broken clear on that final climb. On the Valkenberg climb, we saw the Category 6 race come through. 3 riders there were, not any more. Camilo Amaya, the rider from Colombia, pushing on now towards the finish, clear by around 12 seconds of Luchko and Rademacher. So those 2 riders giving chase behind. Junior Silva, the rider in 4th, really continuing to work. On the right-hand side of your screen, the Category 5 leaders, well, they were a couple of kilometres behind. So now in the Category 2 race, let's just give us a quick check. We had riders go clear, we had riders brought back in, we had riders go clear, they stayed out a long time, they then got brought back in. This is the leading group in the Category 2 race, and they're pushing on at the moment because the leaders in the Category 1 race are making the catch, and they're getting mixed into the group. So at the moment, we've now got SS, Hansen, Thompson, Kisnowski pushing on here. They're on the left-hand side of the screen. They're actually off the back of the group because on the right-hand side of the group, X100 and Shuren with Miller et al. Are on the front of the group. They are around, well, 300 metres up the road. Knudsen, Wu, Osborne, Hayden Pucker now back in the group as well. So it's looking like the leading group in the Category 1 race, all 6 of them back together again. It's a bit like a boy band, isn't it? Back together again. Well, Osborne, Skirski, Pucker, Wu, Jones, Knudsen, back together again. So at the 42.2 kilometre marker, 6 riders leading the Category 1 race. Chase group of 5 over 40 seconds back. On the right-hand side of your screen, that is the front end of the Category 2 race. There were 34 riders in that leading group. It started to get spread, really spread wide since they went into the Quermont climb. And X100 and Mikhail Shuren have pushed on. Bruce Bird is there as well. Stuart Miller a little bit further back now at the front of the group with Jamie Cahill and Mark Santo. I don't think that Category 2 race is done and dusted by a long shot. There's still 12 kilometres to go. Well, with 800 metres to go, the Category 6 race may well be done and dusted because Camilo Amaya has put in a brilliant race today. Went clear with Alexandra Luchko and Michael Rademacher, but has broken clear on that final climb of the day and done an absolutely sterling job on the way into the finish. With just 500 metres to go, he's hit the flat section now. Camilla Amaya goes into the final 350 metres here in Belgium on the Sunday race club. It's qualifier race number 2 in the men's race. We're in Belgium. It's the 14th of September 2025, and Camilo Amaya goes round the bend. He's going to see the UCI banner. He's going to see the finish line. Amaya is going to take the win today in the Category 6 race. Great racing here in Belgium. So Amaya takes the win in the Category 6 race. The race is on behind between Luchko and Rademacher. It looks like it's Alexandra Luchko who's going to take 2nd place today here in that polka dot skin suit, winning the climbing jersey as well. Luchko takes 2nd, Rademacher takes 3rd. That was a great race between those 3 riders in the Category 6 race. So 1 hour, 28 minutes exactly of racing for our Category 6 race winner, as we just see the attack on the front here of the Category 5 pack Eteratby. T is pushing on here. Hitcham Eteratby pushing on. Big style here. Panu Analusa closing it down. Luke Kendall, Mads Winter, Ebens Fart all on the back here with Joachim Skretting as well. Christian Brun is in there too. They're coming into the final 650 metres. This is the end of the descent. They're at 60 kilometres an hour and launching now into the final sprint of the day with 600 metres to go. It is Panu Analusa on the front here, the rider from Finland, really pushing here. Tamo Friedrich is coming behind the rider from Germany. Friedrich coming really fast now at 10 watts per kilo. Alalusa, though he's got the run here as he comes up and through. Friedrich, Alalusa, Eterabti. Oh, Friedrich goes up and over the top. What can the others do? I don't think they can actually respond. Friedrich is going to take the win here. He comes around the corner. He sees the finish line here today. Tamo Friedrich is going to take the win in Category 5 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's September, Qualifier 2, and the pack come in behind. So what a sprint behind. So Friedrich in 1, Svart in 2, Neville Ross in 3. Skretting in 4, Joel Warren in 5. And I can tell you, that was so close. It was much closer than it looked. 0.7 of a second back to Ebens Fart in second place. And the pack that came through, well, 21 riders came through in that pack. And the top 15 covered by just 2 seconds. So Category 5 finish with a huge sprint, and Tamo Friedrich takes the win from Ebens Fart. Category 6, we saw Camilo Amaya come through and take the win. Luchko in 2, Radamak in 3. Junior Silva comes through for 4. And Corva comes through for 5. Arego, Atruba, Gibson, Mamba, McMurtry, Dadson, Demanuel, Newman, Tigert and Montoya. The rest of the riders through in Category 6 already. Well, Category 5 and Category 6 through and across the line already. Category 4 and Category 3 still out on the course. Category 3 on the right-hand side of your screen. Karel Sladek on the front of the group at the moment, pushing on. But it's a big, big group of Category 3 riders. They're on the top of the plateau. There's a small dip before they hit the final climb. It's a really short, sharp, just a little kicker really, not really a climb, before they begin the descent and the run in to the finish line. Category 4, while they are already on that descent, you can see the push coming on from them. A little bit further back down the race field, Jason Osborne et al. Have caught the leading group in Category 2. That's going to be interesting to unpick in a moment, but we will unpick that for you in a moment. Category 4, we're in with Jussi Palaka. We can bring him up on the screen with Henry Yeast and Mohamed Mukhtari. These 4 riders in the mix here in this Category 4 race as they come towards the finish now. It's going to be a really interesting move here. Big pack, big sprint. We've got 1 kilometre to go. Palaki takes a drink. Mukhtari, well, tries to cool himself down because this is like going to be the final 1,000 metres here, and this is going to be a big, big push. Mohamed Mukhtari on the bottom of your screen. You'll see Palaka in the middle. Henry Yeast up and out the saddle, dancing on those pedals in that MyWhoosh jersey on the top here. The push is coming on. Jose Rodriguez is to the front of the group. Oviedo is there as well. Van der Zandt is in the mix. So is Bergen. So is Pulgarin. They are 500 metres out now. This is a flat run to the finish line. They're going to come around the corner and then the UCI banner is going to hit them. It's going to be a big group sprint now in Category 4. Jussi Palaka goes to the front. He's not launched the sprint yet. Pulgarin is there as well. So is Hertz. Hertz goes at 12 watts per kilo. Julian Hertz is absolutely launched off the front of the pack here. Mika Rusamaki is there as well. So is Palaka. So is Henry Yeast. Henry Yeast, now you can see the push on those pedals coming from Yeast on the front. But at the moment it's Julian Hertz on the front of the group. Is Hertz going to hold this? Oh, that was one big sprint. And I have to say, Julian Hertz did hold it. Julian Hertz took the win from Paolo Kirchner in that sprint in category 4. What a race. What a win. What a sprint. And we'll come back to those results very, very shortly. But that was a 19 up sprint in the category 4 race. And it went to Julian Hertz, Paolo Kirchner in 2. Then it is indeed, I think, Carlos Ospina in 3, then Villada, then Badao in 5. What a sprint. I'm looking at that at the moment, and it was indeed a 19 up sprint, 4 seconds separated the front from the back. Great job, great racing here in Belgium in category 4. Well, category 3 now piling their way towards the finish line at the moment. They've got 600 metres to go as well, and it's Adam Stenman on the front from Nicholas Fournier at the moment. Patrick Karlstrom is in the mix as well as Che Holweiler. Wouter Claes is coming. Wouter Claes loves a finish, loves a finale in Belgium. Really, really strong rider from Belgium. Loves racing in Belgium on the MyWhoosh Sunday race. Nicholas Fournier, well, he's in the sprinter's jersey. He's gone long every time, and he's held it to the line. He's gone at 12 watts per kilo already. He's got 300 metres to go. He's going to come around the corner. Can anybody come up to him? Almeida is there. Claes is there. Johnson is there. Karlstrom is coming as well. Almeida's gone over the top. Wouter Claes is there. Who's going to get their timing right? Almeida versus Claes. Claes versus Almeida. Claes, I think, takes that today in the category 3 race from Almeida, from Fournier, from Diduch and Johnson. I'll just wait for the computer to update, but can indeed tell you Wouter Claes takes the win. 1 hour, 19 minutes, 50 seconds in the category 3 race. Franklin Almeida takes second. Nicholas Fournier, he launched early. He's rewarded with 3rd place today. All 3 of those riders in within 1 second of each other. Diduch takes 4th. Johnson takes 5. And the rest of the pack, and what a pack it was in category 3. 28 riders coming in and across the line. Now, category 1 and category 2, we have a mixed group at the front. Ollie Jones, I think that is Yunfei Wu and Jason Osborne, the 3 riders clear at the moment at the front of the category 1 race. They have caught the category 2 race on the Valkenburg climb. So Jason Osborne leads through category 1, 1 hour, 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Mr. X100 leads through category 2. Andre Nutz led through category 3. Ryan Giuliano led through category 4. Mads Winther led through category 5. And Camilo Amaya led through category 6. Now, Jason Osborne, Yunfei Wu and Ollie Jones are 3 seconds clear of Knudsen and Pucker. That is all at the top of the climb. It is close. Yunfei Wu, Jason Osborne, Ollie Jones continuing to push on. Pucker 4 seconds back. He's just in the group coming around the corner. He's going to really need to work, and he's going to need to get some help from someone to really close that gap down. What can he do? Can he close it down? Can he get back on? It's a really good question. He's on the front of the group, and he's not getting a lot of help because that's the category 2 chase group he's with at the moment. Knudsen was with him at the top of the climb, and then it was a further, 15 seconds back to Paul Skierski, who was in that group but now is not. So Paul Skierski finding himself in no man's land in 6th position in that category 1 race. So Hayden Pucker, Michael Knudsen coming back to the group ahead, but it's still 2 seconds. It's close enough to touch. Can they get back onto the wheel? Michael Knudsen's not going to do any of the work here, I don't think, because it's his teammate Jason Osborne who is up the road. So Hayden Pucker is going to have to do everything himself to get back on. And at the moment, while Ollie Jones is at 9 watts per kilo to stay in the group. Jason Osborne, oh, come on. There's a little emote coming out of the world champion telling us he's tired, that his battery is run down. Jason Osborne, tired. Well, I'm not quite sure whether I believe that or whether it's just an effort to make people work or to make them think that he's not got the form today, but whether he's bluffing or whether he's telling the truth, Jason Osborne is in the leading trio in this category 1 race with Wu and Jones. Hayden Pucker at 5 seconds. Hayden Pucker is knocking on the door of a top 3 on the Sunday Race Club. He really is. He's riding really strongly at the moment, and his performance is proving it. Really instrumental last week in Wollongong. Really trying to be instrumental today, but just not got the zip to close the gap down here. So the group behind here has Michael Knudsen and Hayden Pucker in. This is also the chase group in the Category 2 race because X100 is up the road at the moment. So X100 on the left-hand side of your screen has managed to stay in this leading group. He's conserved his effort all race. He didn't do much of the chasing in terms of the Becker and Simmons breakaway. Now, though, in the latter stages of this race, has tried to jump onto this wheel of the trio here, Wu, Jones and Osborne. It is on the flat section at the moment, and he is having to work really hard to stay there, but stay there he is. He's around... well, I think they're around 50 metres clear at the moment, just 50 metres clear of this chasing group behind. And now, yet again, Pucker goes to the front of the group. So Knudsen instantly marks Hayden Pucker's wheel. Pucker's deciding the Category 2 race is not moving quick enough. The Category 2 race are deciding that Pucker and Knudsen need to do the chasing if they want to come back to the Category 1 leaders. They're not going to do the work. Well, now Maciej Mendakowicz looks like he's gone, do you know what? They're not bringing me back. I need to do it myself. So Maciej Mendakowicz is looking for the win in the Category 2 race, and he's now doing the work. Now, Hayden Pucker could well benefit from this, but Mendakowicz was not benefiting from having the Category 1 riders in the race in that group because they were not bringing it back. So Mendakowicz now starting to move. Pucker just on the front of the pack, watching what's happening. Phil Graves in the mix, so is Mark Santo. They've only got one rider down the road, and that is X100. They're coming to the top of the climb, this climb section here, this little kicker off of the Valkenburg Plateau, around 6% at the moment, and you can see them pushing on the power to get under and over, and you can see on the left-hand side of your screen the Category 1 leaders and X100, the Category 2 leader. Well, they are already at the top of the climb. And on the other side, the descent now is long, and now it's Michael Knudsen who's trying to close it down. Knudsen wants to try and make the junction now on this descent and run into the finish fast. There's 2 kilometres to go here. None of the other riders are able to go with him. Hayden Pucker, not strong enough to close the gap, but Michael Knudsen, well, he's obviously feeling some form at the moment because he thinks he is. Hayden Pucker now on the front of the group, but just at 1.8 watts per kilo. He's recovering on the descent at the moment, but Knudsen utilising the descent to his advantage and picking up the pace, nearly 80 kilometres an hour from Michael Knudsen. He's used the descent to his advantage to pick up the momentum and try and run onto the back of Wu and Jones. Jones and Osborne on the front, Wu just off the back, Knudsen now coming in fast, but X100 is clear at the moment and jumps onto Wu's wheel. The chase coming from behind in the Category 2 race, the chase coming from behind in the Category 1 race. But Ollie Jones and Jason Osborne side by side at the front. Wu and Knudsen now together. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 1. The Category 2 race, however, it's X100. He's 5 seconds clear of Maciej Mendakowicz at the moment, but that big pack of Category 2, you can see them hunting in the background. They're hunting down X100 and they're hunting down the win in the Category 2 race, whilst Jason Osborne and Ollie Jones are riding off the front for the win in the Category 1 race. They hit the base of the descent. This is the flat run to the finish. They've got this long straight, they take the left-hand turning, and then they see the UCI banner. It's Jason Osborne versus Ollie Jones. Osborne has gone long, gone hard. Jones now kicks, and Jones kicks more than Osborne. Who's going to take this? But Ollie Jones now in the sprint versus Jason Osborne. Jones versus Osborne in a sprint. My money's on Jones. What can Osborne do? Jones kicks now at 13 watts per kilo. Ollie Jones comes around the corner. Ollie Jones is going to take the win here today on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. He's going to beat the world champion in the sprint. Ollie Jones launches the attack and takes the win in Category 1. Jason Osborne, the world champion, in 2. Well, the huge pack, the huge sprint behind. It was fast, it was furious in Category 2. It's been absolutely amazing. Ollie Jones takes the win against Jason Osborne in Category 1. Michael Knudsen comes through for 3rd place. Hayden Pucker for 4th place. Yunfei Wu takes 5th. Zach Nair takes the win in Category 2. That was the rider first over the line in the sprint from Carlos Ospina, Maciej Mendakowicz, Jakob Bjorklund and Simon Walter. What a race. Category 1 and Category 2 come together at the end. It's Ollie Jones. It's been a while, Ollie Jones, but welcome back to the top step of the Sunday Race Club. 1 hour, 12 minutes and 47 seconds of racing. He takes the world champion in the sprint by 0.977 of a second. Michael Knudsen comes through for third place today. Hayden Pucker, what a performance in fourth. Yunfei Wu not making it in the sprint. He takes fifth place today. Paul Skierski comes through for sixth, and Zach Nair taking the win in the Category 2 race from Carlos Ospina, Maciej Mendakowicz and Jakob Bjorklund. Now, the results are live. The race is still ongoing. Head over to mywhoosh.com/results and you can see all of the race results there as everybody comes over the line. And then once that little blue tick has been achieved, the results are verified and they stand forever. Well, if you, like me, have thoroughly enjoyed the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club today, come back next week. Tell your friends, get on board, join us on the start line. You can watch it, you can race it, take your pick, but please be here. We're going to be back for qualifier race number 3. Matt Payne and I, Emma Martin, will be here with you next week. It's been an absolute pleasure putting the words to the action today in both the men's and the women's race. I am off now to the commentary box at the UCI Mountain Bike World Championships because there's a men's elite race that is going to start in 15 minutes, and I'm in the commentary box with Matt Payne for that. You can find us somewhere out there in the ether, maybe on the UCI website. Check it out, but we will be there. We will also be back next week for qualifier race number 3. Put your feet up, watch the mountain biking, get signed up and on the line for qualifier race 3 on the Sunday Race Club next week. We'll see you there. Goodbye.